Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker. Joining me today on this very spooky recap, it's Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. Happy Halloween.
Well, hello. Happy Halloween. Happy Satan's birthday.
I forgot to get a little spider or some spider webs to put up on our Crappens on Demand display, and I feel like a total failure. I feel like every year I add a little spider web to something or another. Oh, that's spooky. I love those color blocks. The spooky color blocks. I'm gonna wait for you to have some sort of monologue, some rant. During one of your Gretchen Rossi rants today, I will find a spider web gif and I will put it up on our screen. Welcome. How you doing, Ronnie?
Good. What's going on with you?
Not much. It's Friday. It's Halloween. We have a very spooky show to recap today, which is the horror show that is Gretchen Rossi. Oh, thank you. Thank you, audience. Thank you. The undead has risen up to applaud our decision today to recap the Real Housewives of Orange County. So just a quick reminder, Monday is Crappy Hour. You all better be there because I feel like some Bravo news is going to break over this weekend. I just have a feeling it's going to happen. Someone's going to wear a bad costume tonight. Someone's going to be offensive. Someone's going to do something. We're all going to want to talk about it. That's going to be Monday at 5:30 on the West Coast, 8:30 on the East Coast. That is our Bravo headline show. It's live. We do it on YouTube. It's also on Patreon. It's also on Instagram. We are just everywhere. We're taking over the world with Crappy Hour. Come join us. And of course on Patreon, speaking of which, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. Get access to Crappens on Demand where you can watch us. And also we have a weekly bonus episode. We're going to record it after this, and we're going to probably talk about our Halloween plans and things like that. Ron and I went to a Halloween party, and so we'll talk about costumes and things like that. And who knows what we'll talk about? We could talk about something else entirely. Who knows? That's it. So shall we get into this madness, Ronnie? Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
The monsters don't like that. They don't like that.
Let's do it. They added sound effects to our platform here, so I'm just playing around with it. Yeah, could you send me that sound effect that we've been using? Because I love it, and I need to have some control too, okay? I've relinquished too much control on this show in the past 3 weeks, and I'm sick of this shit, okay? So send it over
I'm
to
sorry.
me.
What sound effect? All I know is that there's been a very natural, almost cosmic reaction to Heather Dubrow's very funny comedy. I will send it to you. She wishes she had that big of an audience. That was like an Oscar. That was like the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion laughing at Heather Dubrow. We're reverting.
Well, wow, what an episode. So we finally got our Gretchen stuff. How they ended up switching this at the end of the episode is pretty ballsy of Bravo. I can't believe they did this. I'm not believing 1 second of this bullshit they're trying to peddle, but I guess we'll get there when we get there, eh?
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I am bracing for this episode. But here we go. So it's Amsterdam. It's day 3. The girls are getting ready. Tamara's putting on sunscreen on her back. Shannon is really leaning into her wackiness. It's time to have an intervention. I think all the sins of this episode could be forgiven if all the women just gathered around Shannon and said, Shannon, it's too much. The sticking your tongue out and like through your lips and being unsteady as you put on Spanx or on a bike or walking around. It's too much. It's too much. It's not. No, because she doesn't have. The thing is, she doesn't have to do that. She is crazy on her own, so she doesn't have to go that extra step, right? Like she doesn't need to sell it. She is enough.
You're enough, Shannon. But I think she is like this in real life. I really do think so. This is how she puts on Spanx and rides a bike. I don't see Shannon living any other way. Do you? Do you think like in real life, Shannon's like some ballet dancer who's walking around with grace and, you know, all that? I don't. I think she's a mess. You know, I'd love to see a mess. Listen, I love to see someone putting on Spanx, I guess. What can I say? I was into it.
Yeah, I just it's just a little bit too much. I do believe that was actually her authentically riding that bike. Like that did not feel fake to me. That seemed like how I think that Shannon would ride a bike. However, some of the other stuff, like the Spanx, like you put on the Spanx every day. You know how to put them on. You don't have to stick your tongue out of your mouth and pretend like you don't know what you're doing, right?
I mean, I don't know. Spanx are hard. But here's what I'll say. I mean, Shannon riding the bike like that with an American flag on in Amsterdam. I mean, I just believe that's totally Shannon. And not only an American flag, but like one of the knitted ones, you know, one of the ones that look like you stitched at home, like in a rocking chair. Like, girl, yes, I do believe it's Shannon. I just do. I just believe that's her. And I love Shannon. You just keep on with your Spanx. So Gretchen is FaceTiming Slade, who's wearing a cowboy hat for some reason. And she's like, oh, hi, are you going to a rodeo or what? And he's like, no, when you get home, you'll be a part of the rodeo. Yeah, that was some really weird, premature aging, sexy guy thing to say. What happened to Slade? Slade is not aging well. I feel like that happens to a lot of like formerly hot people in the California sun. It just bakes the guys.
Yeah, and his like just for men sort of light brown hair he has these days. I feel like he's like in the Righteous Gemstones.
God, it's so weird that you would say just for men in this episode. Because you know that's how he is in every public bathroom he's ever in.
However,
so Gretchen's like,
I feel better this morning. I think I just had to have like a good cry, you know, right? You know, a good cry. Like I just had to sit down and be like, oh my God, I've attached my wagon to Slade's ox. Oh God. And then I just cried and cried and cried and realized this is just my path in life. And now here I am.
Everyone's like, just move on, just get over it. But trauma, grief, pain, that's not linear.
Okay. Okay, Gretchen. So she's saying, yeah, you know, the stuff with her and Tamara was a long time ago, but it doesn't mean that her feelings and emotions just disappear. Things can come up again, you guys. So let's keep talking about the same shit over and over and over, because no matter how many times she says she's willing to move on, she's not willing to move on. Nobody's willing to move on. And I think it's just time to go, Gretchen. You know, just pack it up and go home. I'm tired of you. And I don't want to move on from you either. So just everybody go. I haven't forgiven you yet. Okay?
Yeah.
I need more time.
I mean, I just don't understand how Gretchen is just losing this battle, because she has I feel like she has so much on her side. I think like every time Tamara says 12 years she's been doing this to me, I'm like, what has Gretchen been doing to you for 12 years? She's done nothing. Maybe she like the one thing that Gretchen did that I think was really like the bad thing was commenting on what's her face's Facebook. Like that was the thing, like that was Gretchen's big infraction. But compared to like the stuff that Tamara has brought up about Gretchen on her podcast, I mean, Tamara's always had the larger platform. Tamara's had a platform for 12 years. Gretchen stands on a shoebox for a platform. That's the best that she can do. And yet Tamara's still like, she's tormenting me. And yet still somehow Gretchen, who has really, I think like the moral high ground on this entire thing, is just failing. Well, moral high ground in terms of her arguments with Tamara, not moral high ground in terms of her social media activity. But in terms of like all of this, how now when Gretchen is sitting here talking about like, well, it's not linear. Pain, it's grief and pain. It's not linear. It's just like, ma'am, you're losing this battle and you shouldn't be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're coming on a show and your only goal for the season is to fight Satan. And you can't fight Satan. Like, it's Satan. How are you getting the more of the audience's side on Satan's side? You're fighting Satan. I mean, it's like the easiest. It's the easiest. Satan never wins. Okay. I watch a lot of horror movies and stuff. That's the whole point. You fight Satan and Satan loses. I mean, he keeps coming back, but he always loses. And you can't even beat Satan in a horror movie. Like, you're failing, Gretchen. Get the fuck out of here. So Gretchen's like, yeah, I'm just mentally exhausted. I'm like, learn how to say please. Is that another thing I can just ask from Gretchen with her weird fucking talk? I think you just get to a point where you mentally. No, it's not mentally. It's not that. I'm so sick of you. Why are you worried about where people are going pee? Worry about your pronunciation. I hate her.
Gretchers. Gretchers!
No, not you too.
Gretchers! Gretchers!
So she's over it because Tamara's never going to take true accountability. And I'm over it. And I don't want to do that anymore. So Gretchen's like, yeah, well, Emily said maybe it was really lethargic for me to cry it all out. And he's like, yeah, it's not lethargic. Okay.
The one time I was grateful for Slade to say something, I was like, please, please, can someone please correct Gretchen Rossi on lethargic?
It was really lethargic to get it out.
She just got lazier and lazier and lazier as she cried.
For the audience. And Slade says, you mean cathartic? And she's like, huh, cathartic. Is that the word? Yeah, stupidity is my thing. I love it. Nailing it. So we go to Gina's room, and their room is disgusting. Of course, Emily and Gina's room. And she's like, oh my God, like everything is so tiny in Europe. I know you're not saying that lady with 6 children in a bedroom.
who like hung up a curtain. Her storyline last season was that she hung up a curtain between the beds.
I know.
Oh my God, I did
you're
it.
Not
I
coming for
divided the
Europe
room.
right now. You live in a shower.
So she's like, oh, it was horrifying. Oh my God.
Oh, last night I couldn't even sleep. I was so exhausted. Okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. Shane called, and then he's like so fucking frustrated, and I get it, because I've been in this situation. Annabelle had cheer practice, and he had to go to pick her up, and Luke was just losing it. So there we see a flashback of them speaking on the phone, because basically Shane called up, and it's like that classic thing where the dad has to deal with the kids for the first time, and is like, I don't know what to do, because Luke started throwing food around. He's having a tantrum. And so now Emily's going to cry about it in Amsterdam.
Yeah, but I think it's also kind of a normal thing. Like if your spouse calls you and says, hey, what's going on? You're like, oh my God, the kids are fucking nightmares today, right? And then you're like, oh God, I'm sorry, babe. Don't worry, I'll be back, whatever. But he's like, yeah, he doesn't want to go to soccer. He doesn't want to do his homework. He started throwing food. And we hear Luke go, I didn't throw anything. And then like Shane comes back to the screen and he's got like spaghetti hanging off of his face. And he's like, oh, I just lost it. I lost it. She's like, oh God, you make me feel so bad about it. What am I supposed to do? I'm in another country. He didn't call you a bad mother, for Christ's sake. He reserves the right to talk shit about his kids. Who else are you going to talk about them to? I mean, I would talk about them to everybody. You know, I would.
Yeah, I would.
The mailman would show up and be like, how's it going today? I'd be like, my kids are fucking monsters. How are you doing?
I'll always remember the time I went to my friends and I, we got drinks at like on the rooftop of a hotel here in LA. And there was, there was a hotel. So there was this family, there were these kids in the pool and they were swimming. And I was like walked to go to the bathroom or something. And I was walking alongside the pool and this mom, and she was like this wealthy, like she was definitely like very wealthy mom in a bikini. And she just had this like margarita in her hand. And she's walking towards me. I'm walking towards her. And the kids are saying, Mom, Mom, Mom. And she's like not answering. And then they start going, Barbara, Barbara. And every time that they said mom, and every time they said Barbara, under her breath, she just went, annoying, annoying, annoying. And I remember thinking at the time, like, that's hilarious. Look at this like rich mom who's so disconnected from her kids. Like she doesn't even she's like probably doesn't even know what to do with them because she doesn't have her nanny. But now that I'm older, I realize, oh, she was going through it. Like I feel like that's not a unique thing. This was not some crazy like rich lady who is like disconnected from her kids. I feel like all my mom friends are constantly like annoying, annoying, annoying. And I feel like Emily should feel okay to lean into that. Like you're allowed to be annoyed. I think she has so much baggage about her own mom, and she's complained so much on this show about like, my mom was never there. She never called. She never showed up. Then now she's, I think, painted herself in this corner where she feels like she has to be the mom that her mom wasn't. And now she worries that when it has moments of being inattentive, that she's repeating a pattern. And I just want to be like, Emily, It's okay. Enjoy some stroopwafels. Your kid will be fine.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I'm just surprised she's not getting to the point where I've gotten, where you just get older and you start seeing, like, my mom had a point. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I feel like, listen, Emily has worn out my last nerve this season, but I just want, Emily, if you're out there and listening, it's okay. It's okay. Enjoy Amsterdam. Shane's got it. And even if he doesn't have it, you'll come back, you'll fix it later. But please stop crying on your vacation because your kid had a tantrum.
Yeah, that's what kids do. He's doing his job. It's like crying that you're having a tantrum on this show. You know, you think Luke's sitting at home being like, my mom's having a tantrum right now on TV. No, that's her job. You know, and that's your kid's job. It's your kid's job to be a little asshole.
And he also probably knows that if he has a tantrum, he's going to get your attention and be like, should I come home? Should I come home? I mean, yeah, don't give him the power, okay?
Also, you got to love like a real housewife being like, I don't know why my kid has tantrums. Does he have a TV? He learned it from watching you, mother. You have like 3 in this episode alone. So Emily is like, yeah, Shane's never lost it when it comes to the kids. So I don't know, you know, this makes me feel terrible. And Gina's like,
Oh my God. Like to watch him flounder, you mean?
it's like Gina breaks in to finish her sentence. She's like, yeah. And then for him to lose it, and I'm here. I'm just such a shitty mom. Like, I'm not even at home. I'm here. I'm here instead of being at home.
And she's like,
Emily, no, you have to take care of yourself too, Emily, okay? And so does Shane. And you guys cannot let it break you guys, okay?
yeah, but I think what's so hard is that this is a journey. It's a long journey. And it's not like you can just go to therapy. It's better, but it just makes me feel like I can't ever go anywhere. It's a long journey. I'm like, you want to talk about a long journey? How about us watching? Okay, this is like watching a dash cam on an Uber all day. It's a long journey and it's not fun to watch.
And stop saying you can't go anywhere. This is your like 4th trip this year. So Gina's trying to comfort her. She's like,
You guys are gonna be okay. I feel bad.
so then now we get into vans to go places, and Shannon is about to run into a million bikes. So Heather's like, whoa, watch the bikes. So it's Heather, Gina, and Shannon in one van, and
they are. So half of them are going to go on a swing set that is going to be high above the city. And fun fact, it was also, I believe, high above the place where I took a stroopwafel class when I went to Amsterdam, which then happened later in this episode. I basically felt like I was watching my life. I was like, if only I had a child in another room having a tantrum, this would basically be the Ben Mandelker story.
I mean, basically, if there was someone standing behind the swing saying, take off your seatbelts and push the swing harder, it would have been just like this.
Yeah. So half of them are going to do that thing, and then the other half are going to go. Later in the episode is biking and shopping. This is
swing
setting,
a maze place. This is one of the, this is like, we're going to do shrooms like the young people.
Yeah, this is like, clearly the Amaze is one of those Instagram activation places where you go and take cool pictures. And Heather is like, my daughter at Tufts told me that this is a cool place for young people. And I just hope that if I get high, I don't fall down because I may be higher than the people on the swing set who are high above in a building. So I'm just saying I will be higher than people who are physically higher right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Amsterdam. Thank you. Okay, you're too kind. I have a new joke coming. Okay, you have to stop. I have a joke. Okay, my turn. My turn. Still me making jokes, audience.
Let us do shrooms together. Bottoms up, ladies. So Shannon and Gina take their little mushroom, and Shannon's like, I've never done mushrooms before. Is this the new Shannon? No, this is not the new Shannon. This is Amsterdam Shannon, and I'm just trying a little. No, it's no big deal at all. Nothing wacky's gonna happen. My face melting. Swallow it first, Shannon.
So then in the other van, the ladies are talking, and Jen's like, have you guys ever seen Shannon? Have you ever seen her? Her shenanigans? Oh, when she pulled up her dress on the way to the tulips. Remember when she pulled up her dress? Wasn't that hilarious, guys?
How have we not had Sheena doing an entire episode of her podcast and then putting out 10 episode clips on Instagram about the word shenanigans?
I like pioneered that name and I've been using that name for a long time and they're trying to come for me on the OC and I will not stand for it. Maybe I should be on the cast next year to have my say about this because that is my name.
It's just like really hurtful because we spent like a lot of time coming up with shenanigans. And I remember I was at like the El Pollo Loco in West Covina, and I thought, oh my God, my name is Sheena. And then and then I want to go to Bennigan's after this and be like Sheena Bennigan's, Sheena Bennigan's, shenanigans. It just like came together. And so now like Shannon's just doing it. It just feels like she's stolen it. But I'm like not gonna complain to Bravo because like I am a team player and I am a people pleaser and I just like want everyone to be happy. But it's like really hurtful that like I spend this energy like being supportive of Shannon, but she hasn't once decided to support my podcast. It just like really hurts a lot. That's right. It's my audience and they're loyal to me. Thank you. I didn't even have to make a joke. I'm not going to be making any jokes today because today I will be scattering the ashes of my father. No, Alfredo. No.
So Shannon's van. So Shannon's like, wow, look at everybody. I got new Spanx. Look, it hides the vac fat. Oh, they're talking about when she was showing them the Spanx and stuff. And Emily's like, yeah, gosh, she is so fucking funny.
Yeah, she is funny. She's the hard there, though. She's a lot of work. It's hard to get into that layer. Am I right? Try and get your penis drawn in Spanx. Am I right?
And Emily's like,
it's a lot of layers. It's hard to get through there. I mean, the Spanx kill me. They kill me almost as much as knowing that Luke might be having a tantrum right now. I'm a bad mom.
And Jen's like, I mean, is that even doing anything for her? What are those Spanx doing? And Mom's like, no, it just redistributes. That's it.
Yeah, it just pushes her up here and into her armpits. It's like a big sausage.
Yeah, it's like a can of biscuits, and then when you cut it open, it's like boom, boom goes the dynamite, and the dynamite is made of biscuit. So they're laughing, like that's a funny idea.
What a bunch of dicks, though. Like honestly, I mean, teasing Shannon about her Spanx, I think is fair game because that's like Shannon's personality this season. Is like I wear Spanx, but calling her a sausage and a can of biscuits. I mean, especially Emily, because Emily's always like, oh, you made me wear a pair of jeans in my size. How could you?
Susan Bender.
Susan Bender's a Cup Fitness.
Yeah, and the truth is they'll all be wearing Spanx soon enough, because that's just, I mean,
if they're not already, who doesn't wear Spanx? I mean, my God, doesn't everybody?
Let me tell you something. I had to put on a tank top yesterday for my costume. Like I went to Target and I got one of those like Hanes tank tops. It's not flattering. And I thought to myself, gosh, I think I could use some man Spanx. I think I'm at that. I'm ready now. I'm ready for the man Spanx around the chest hole areas.
No, I just like to thank the gay community for coming up with the word bear, because I just go with that. I'm like, I'm a bear.
I don't have bear body. I don't have bear body. I don't have bear body, and I don't have like otter body. I'm just like, I don't know. It's very frustrating. I don't fit into any gay category, and that was not me choking up, but in some ways maybe I am choking up. That was just my voice.
There is no category gayer than Bravo podcaster. So, put yourself to bed at night with that one.
I'm a Bravo guy. Okay, so
I'm a Bravo podcaster. There's like literally the only thing gayer than that is like a penis and a butthole.
that is significantly gayer than that. I just want to say,
yeah.
The only thing gayer than that is like being a gay porn star. So, Jen, the swing set people arrive. They're like, oh my God, I don't know about this. And I was like, oh my God, that's high. Whoa. And they're getting nervous because it's funny and, it looks scary. Tamara's like, that doesn't look that scary to me, the bitch. And so they're just like apprehensive about getting on it. And Tamara says,
never thought about being a swinger. Not my thing. But when in Amsterdam, let's become a swinger, bitch. See, because the joke is that like we're going on a swing set, but it's like when you say swinger, it sounds like you're having sexual parties. Keep up.
Oh,
Borrowing
I'm
from
sorry.
Gia.
I didn't pay for an Alfredo to give me a badumcha, but it doesn't mean it wasn't funny, bitch.
Alfredo, do not badumcha Tamra.
He's
Not.
just sweating over there. Just sweating over there.
Okay, what did I tell you? What did I tell you you could do if anyone else tried to be funny? Good. Good job.
Gong them. Badumcha for me. Gong everyone else. Oh, okay, I'll accept that.
Reprimand, badumcha. I'll take it.
He was trying.
So now the other ladies are like, oh my God, Gretchen, you're going to do the swing? You should do it with Tamra. That's crazy. But she tried to murder me on a boat. And so she's like, I'm basically being set up on my murder cruise. So then we go, Emily's like, well, it didn't work. She tried to murder you, but she didn't. So now we'll give her a second attempt.
So Emily is like, let's take a video of their final moment together. God, I'm wacky and hilarious. So they're swinging and it's funny and Gretchen hates it. So Tamra is like pushing the swing to go harder and harder. And Gretchen's like,
Stop it. Stop it. All I see are gay and trans people down there. I can't. This is not how I want to die.
And Tamra, of course, is like,
Make it go higher, bitch. Make the swing go higher.
and Gretchen's like,
She's been torturing me mentally for years, and now she's trying to torture me physically.
so, yeah, you know, it's like a wacky swing scene. It's crazy.
and it goes on for a very long time.
It goes on for too long. And then Shannon, Heather, and Gina arrive at their Amaze Maze. And Shannon's like, oh, Stella must have found this on TikTok. Where is my daughter sending us? Wacky.
Oh my
so they
God,
go through this.
it's like trippy already. Whoa. It's like, Gina, you're just in the lobby. She's like, oh my God, there's like walls here. This is like wild and crazy.
Yeah, so they're gossiping a little bit about how Tamara and Gretchen are spending time together, and Gina's like, I felt bad for Gretchen last night. I felt so bad.
She did say, I feel bad. I think this is one of 3 this episode. She actually ended the season with like a really big I feel bad.
Yeah, she really
That
piled
comes
it
later.
on.
She did like
I
a
feel
big one.
really bad.
She's like, this is it, you know, like this might be my final season, so let's go out with a bang. I feel really bad.
Yeah, it was a really bad finale. Like all the fireworks going off all at once.
So Heather's like, well, Gretchen, on the way home, she was so upset. She was crying and taking accountability for all her own actions. Isn't Gretchen a great friend? I love defending her.
And then we see a flashback of Gretchen being like,
I don't want to be the person that you guys are saying I'm being. I guess I'm not recognizing that I'm doing that.
Well, Gretchen definitely doesn't like to apologize, but someone had to put the sword down first, and it feels like Gretchen is doing that.
The last thing I want to participate in are sword fights. If you know what I'm saying.
So Gina is like, well, maybe it'll be okay. But like, also I'm like sick of like that they say they're gonna like move on and then they both like take their digs when they're around us. So then it's time to, at this point, Shannon is like watching them, but her mushrooms are kicking in and she's just like, who? Huh? What? Hmm? And you hear Heather's voice be like, there's nothing wrong. Things have to move. Sometimes.
What? Oh, what? Whoa, I'm high. I am high like the youth of TikTok.
You guys, what are those drums? Is this the Real Housewives music? Na 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 na.
They're like, what?
Listen to it. Listen, you can hear it. Am I the only one hearing this? Gina's like, I did not hear that. I think Shannon's just fucking nuts, man.
Shannon's brain is melting in real time. I don't hear the creepy clown music of our theme song. I don't know what she's talking about. I said, I don't know what she's talking about. No! No, this is a Heather joke, but dumpcha me, Alfredo. Oh, God. We're going to have a real talk when we get back to America.
Alfredo, why are you sweating? Why are you sweating? Something's wrong with Alfredo. Someone help Alfredo.
You just
Someone
high,
help
Heather.
him.
You're high, Heather. The mushrooms are kicking in.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
So they go through this wacky maze, and there's like little doors, and Gina's like, oh my God, it's like a doggy door, but for a large breed of dog. This is claustrophobic. This is claustrophobic.
Oh God. Oh God. I'd love to. Oh God. It's claustrophobic, but it's also like a big hug. It's like a hug from the walls. Wow, I'm high. I am high right now.
And there's a bunch of mannequins in one of the rooms, and Heather's like,
Oh my God, are there real people here? This is a little creepy for me.
have you seen yourself? Imagine how the mannequins feel. They're like, why does she get to walk around?
I know.
Who can
She's the
control
one.
her ass?
I know. She learned the secret. She did it. And then they go to a room where I guess the amaze has taken their faces and like kind of AI'd them into some other kind of like versions of them. So it's like it's not them, but there's enough like signals or like signifiers to show that it is them. And so it's crazy.
It's basically
and
their
like, whoa.
Instagrams.
Yeah, basically. And it's like, hey, I have too many wrinkles. Don't look at the picture of me. They put wrinkles on me. That's terrible. I will adjudicate the amaze. Adjudicate.
So yeah, Heather is like some weird school marm with a bun, and it looks kind of like an OnlyFans picture, or like a porn picture where they're like, I'm a teacher. And everyone else, like Shannon's actually looks kind of good. And they're like, wow, why does Shannon's look so good? She has this big, like, poofy, windblown hair. So they like her, but Heather's like, why do I get screwed in this whole deal? So then, let's see. We go to the Lookout, and the ladies are sitting down and ordering drinks, and whatever. So they're asking Gretchen how she feels today. She's like, I don't know. Like, I can't expect something from you that you're not able to give me, Tamara. You know what I mean? And so Jen's like, well, what do you want to work out differently? We should talk about you and Tamara again. We should have another whole meal talking about you and Tamara. That sounds great. I'm sure the audience is really down for that. Thank you so much, Gretchen. Thank you so much for all you bring to this show.
So, like, I lost, like, a lot of people in my life to cancer, and, like, I would just hope that, like, Tamara would say, you know what, now that I'm dealing with that with Teddy, I feel bad about Everett. Like, what was that? Did someone say I feel bad? Go back to the maze. Okay, I just want Tamara to say that she feels bad right now.
So Tamara's like, oh yeah, I do feel really bad now. Like my heart breaks that like, now that you went through that. They have like actually like a vaguely human moment where Tamara is like, oh, I guess it was kind of shitty of me to make your life hell while your fiance was dying of cancer.
Yeah, I guess that was shitty of me to call you out for cheating on your cancer-ridden fiance at the time, Gretchen. Yeah, I guess that was bad. And she's like,
I'm so sorry, Gretchen. I'm so sorry for hurting you during that time.
And she's like,
well, thank you for seeing that. Yeah, this is definitely the first time Tamara's actually heard what I had to say. And, it's unfortunate that it took her having to be in the exact same situation for her to have any empathy.
So Tamara pulls out the whole like,
hey, can we sign a friendship contract? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm here talking to somebody who dresses like a murdered child beauty star. And she wants me to be nice to her. Is that fucking funny, ChatGPT? ChatGPT says you're a dumb bitch. What you want from me?
The contract hereby acknowledges the chaotic rekindling of a friendship between Tamara Judge and Gretchen Rossi. Both parties agree to refrain from taking any kind of shots at each other.
So Gretchen's like, oh,
That's gonna be tough.
and she's like, and Emma's like, I think these two ding dongs need to sign a contract because they should sign it in blood. They should shut the fuck up. Emily, who is the one who exasperated their piece? It was you. When Gretchen was being messy at the sleepover, you went and ran and told Tamara, you reignited it, and it was worse now than it was all season. You can't be like, these ding dongs need to shut up already, because you were the ones who brought the ding dongs together. You were the ding dong unifier.
yeah, that's what Emily does. She sets them against each other, and then she's like, well, why is everyone fighting? So then we go to the hotel, and Heather almost gets hit by a bike. And she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then Tamara almost gets hit by a moped. And Emily's like, oh, forget about that bike path. Oh. So they talk about the swings and how much fun they were having, and then how much fun they were having on the boat. And they're like, why does this feel like we've been here a year?
I know. So then they're just like, now Tamara and Gina are walking. They all kind of like break off to do like little activities. So Tamara's like,
Gina, I feel like we should get backs and pedal around, and then maybe I could like remind you that you're supposed to confront Gretchen about those homophobic Instagram posts. You know, remember when I showed you that like 2 weeks ago? Like, you snooze, you lose. So come on, get to it.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you know, like, you feel like you have it figured out, but, like, I keep going back to the post that you shared with me.
And so we see 2 weeks earlier, Tamara showing Gina her phone and saying that somebody had made a thread that, you know, about all the anti-LGBTQ posts that Gretchen has liked and stuff. So Gina's like, well, there's like a big part of me that's still thinking and then there's like another part that's like feel, and then there's another part of me that thinks man. But you know what? Like, maybe it's not true. Like, I want to make, I want her to make me feel better about this whole thing.
But I have questions for her too, but I'm not going to ask them. I'm just going to have you ask them and then pretend like I had nothing to do with it.
and Gina's like,
I mean, I understand that this is like calculated on Tamara's part. And if there's one thing I do every single season on this show, I say I'm not going to participate in these games anymore, and I'm not going to do someone else's dirty work. So with that in mind, I'm going to do Tamara's dirty work because like I'm upset and it bothers me. Okay, so like, yeah, I'm not being manipulated this season.
Yeah, like this time, like I totally understand I'm doing Tamara's dirty work, so it's not doing her dirty work because I want to do it. So I'm not being manipulated.
Like, okay. So, but I do have to say, Tamara does, at least when they say it, she's like,
oh, you mean you're going to talk about the best that I sent you?
So Tamara's not pretending she had nothing to do with it. I think Tamara just wants other people to also be there with her. She doesn't want to be the only person. She's like, why am I the only person that's mad about this? You guys should be mad about this with me. So she doesn't, at least to Tamara's credit, hang her completely out to dry.
So Tamara is like,
but don't bring it up tonight, okay? Because tonight I think Shannon has a fight scheduled, so let's let her have like a pre-fight before the big fight, and then like we'll have our big fight tomorrow night, okay, bitch?
like,
Yeah,
okay,
I don't want this getting mixed up in a Spanx fight, okay?
Let's let the Spanx fight have like its own night, and then like homophobia fight could be like the big one the next night, and there's also going to be like some fish.
Let's make it last.
So now we go to Emily and Heather in a van, and Emily's like, do you have the ashes with you? Oh, I have them here in my purse. Sorry, it's a taco. It's a taco.
Alfredo, never badumcha Emily. Never.
Apology accepted. Apology accepted. Okay, yes, I do have my father's ashes. He's here. I like to call this bag of ashes goal weight. Goal weight ashes.
It's like this tiny little bag of ashes. Oh, it just means so much to me that you wanted me to be here. That is so sweet.
Well, part of the fun of having a really expensive townhome in Amsterdam is that you get to show it to the poor people. I mean, if I just look at it, I mean, it's just like looking at a house. But if you show it to someone and you have a poor person with you, you get to really see how expensive this place was. Am I right?
Yeah. And Emily says that she's become close with Emily because they bitch about their families together. So sounds good to me. That's the friendship. So she's like,
remember how you and me the other day were talking about Terry and Shane and how irritating it is because they all take the kid's side sometimes. Isn't that annoying? Gosh, being a mother, am I right? Oh, hold on. Let me have a piece of this pizza that is dripping all over my purse so casually.
The other day, it's so funny. I mean, like, why is it that husbands always take the side of the kids? It was like such a funny thing happened. So Alfredo came in through the main door instead of the servant's entrance, and my son said, "It's okay, Mom." And I said, "What are you talking about? It's okay. Would you be okay if an elephant just walked through the front door? No, you have to be careful about who comes in the front door." And Terry said, "Heather, you're being a little irrational." I said, "Oh, so now you're going to take the elephant side and Alfredo's side and the kid's side, and I'm just chump change? Am I right? Am I right?" Wow. I don't know. Sorry, that was my team.
Alfredo's changing it up.
It's the rival. Well, I heard we could all bring a percussionist on our trip since we don't have a budget for glam, but we do have a budget for percussion. So
I
it
just
sounded like the
never
Cosby
felt
Show was about to
understood.
begin.
Sorry, what?
It sounded like the Cosby Show was about to begin. When you started playing that, I was like, you know. Dun, 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 dun. We're allowed to mention the Cosby Show? Is it? It's 2025.
I mean, I think so. I don't know.
That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. Thank you. Oh, I almost missed it.
Although I can't say I have all these beautiful, warm, fuzzy memories about my dad, I will tell you that we share a birthmark. And when I was little, I had this autograph book, and my dad wrote me a little note, and he said, no one else is going to ask you for an autograph, so I might as well remind you, you have a birthmark in your ear. You fucking loser! So remember that dot in your ear, and we'll be together forever. Love, Dad. And that's why I hit myself in the ear constantly. Oh, the tinnitus.
Yes, I often will look back at Yes, I will often look back at that autograph book and I look at my dad's sweet message, and then I turn the page and I get angry all over again as I see that Wendy Malick wrote her name in my autograph book. How dare she? Is she that desperate?
I just felt abandoned, because I'd love to be able to call my mom and tell her everything that's going on with Luke and ask for advice, but I can't.
So she talks about having, terrible parents, so she can't ask her parents for advice on her children. So who do you ask? And Heather's like, well,
that's why you get maids.
And Heather is talking about how
Have
she
you
feels
considered
upset.
Richard Marx?
No one can tell you how to raise your child like Daisy Fuentes' husband.
Go on. Sorry, I interrupted.
She says that she's, she finds herself upset and irritated, but, at some point you have to realize, your dad's just not capable of it, and he did the best he could. And, are we doing the best we can? And Emily's like, yeah, and, we're doing better than we had. So they're standing there outside the house because they're just talking outside this house now. And this guy comes out and he's like, hello, there's no soliciting. And it's like,
oh, hello. My parents used to live here in B. Are you in the garden? You don't look rich enough.
Yes, that is me. I'm here. Welcome. My name is John Pierre, and nice to meet you. I am television's Heather Dubrow. Do you want to go on? You want to make films inside? I thought that was so cute. He's like, I see television crew. This is very American. You want to make the films in here? Like, oh, well, if you insist. This does count as an IMDb credit, does it? Does it not? Okay, great.
So he takes them in, and she's like,
thank you. My mother is going to freak. Oh my gosh, you even kept her wallpaper. My mother loves green.
And then we see a side-by-side of the room then and now, which is a little different. And one has a dark green fireplace, and he's painted it. And he's like, oh, yeah, we changed a bit of the green, though. We had to paint that fireplace because, the green before it was so toxic. So toxic.
If you ever come for my color of green again, it will cost you a lot, John Pierre. Whoa, whoa, whoa. By the way, did you find my posters of Anything Goes in the attic? Oh, we were wondering what was that about.
You know what was interesting? We had a dartboard in the kitchen, and on the face over where you throw the darts, there was lady's face that looks like she is on the TV show Happy Place. It's like, oh, yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes, the Reba bulletin board. My mom would get very upset when I would throw darts across the kitchen when she was trying to make lamb chops.
In America, we call her Reba McIntyre.
So Heather says, I haven't been in this home for maybe 23 years. This home felt alive. We had dinner parties. We had a very good energy. At one point in my life, this was the biggest house I'd ever seen, and now this is just something I would just gift to a maid, but it's still adorable, and I'm so happy to be back here.
Hold on, I'm having a touching moment. Let me FaceTime my mother. Okay, she's not answering.
Her mom's like, oh, God. Heather's facing me from Amsterdam. God knows what she's up to over there. Like, I want to see that ugly green fireplace, please.
I want to be taken back to the city with all the canals and the bikers. Give me 684 and a Honda. I'd take that over all those bikes.
So they just go through the whole house. I mean, this guy's really nice. He lets them just go through everything. She's like,
oh, and this was the walk-in closet. This is where I first tried on my first pair of pantyhose. Oh, look at these. They fit, Jean-Pierre. They fit.
This is where I got the call where I'd be starring in a 1996 pilot with Jane Leeves called Have Fun Tonight. Oh, God. We were playing waitresses in a fast casual restaurant with a boss who was wacky and played by Martin Mull. It never made it to air, but we had a great time.
It was always fun. I hope you don't mind me telling you this story while I show you where I used to shave my legs.
Great. Oh, please leave less DNA in my house, please.
This is my house, Jean-Pierre. Back the fuck off. Fucking home stealer.
So she's like, oh, by the way, here are the ashes. I have the ashes of my dad right here in your kitchen. He's like, okay, this is creeping me out a little bit. I do not want dead ashes in close to my my lobster bisque that I am making. Okay, well.
Calm down, Jean-Pierre. I'm just going to do a facial for you with my father's ashes, okay? Just going to do a little exfoliation, Jean-Pierre. It's like, oh, my God, please don't.
Hold on one second, Jean-Pierre. I'm getting a call. Oh, it's Josh Altman from, you may be familiar with $1 Million Listing Los Angeles. No?
No.
Oh, well,
No.
the news is we have bought this house and you can leave now. Thank you. It's mine.
So now they go outside and they sit at the canal. And Heather's like,
Maybe I need a little private moment.
and Emily's like,
Oh, sorry, I'm already sitting here, but I guess I'll go right over here then. Okay, I'll just go right over here. Just pretend there's me, a churro, and then you. Okay, I'm not even here. Not even here.
Alfredo, don't you dare. Don't you dare, Alfredo. Don't you dare. Alfredo, don't you. Oh my God, he choked. He choked. He couldn't resist. Don't to Emily. So Heather actually has a nice moment here.
it's really nice. So she sits down and she takes the bag of ashes and she just looks over the canal and she juts out her chin like she does when she's like doing a very serious scene. She's like,
Dad, just wanted to say, you're a real cocksucker.
she throws the ashes in there and she's done with it. Emily's like, that was beautiful.
Do you mind if I call those ashes Asher? I have to applaud Heather Dubrow. She did something significant. Actually, one would say historical. I don't think in the 13 years we've been doing this podcast, we've seen this before. She successfully put ashes into a body of water without having them blow in everyone's faces. Congratulations, Heather Dubrow. You had proper ash form.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
nice.
She took him. She wanted to throw his ashes in a place where he was always happiest. And I'm sure her dad is in heaven like, that woman just threw me into the street, basically. She just dumped me into a piss-filled canal in Amsterdam. Wow. You know what? I guess I earned that. I'm just
waiting for one of those like floating jacuzzi boats to come through again with some bachelorettes. Like,
Woo, bachelor! It's Cindy's bachelorette. What are we breathing in right now?
Just Shannon passes by.
Oh God, I have a blister on my toe. I can't get it in the whoa. I got my toe in the water. Whoa, Heather, I do not approve of your career choice. What's happening to me?
she gets possessed by Heather's dad. It's like a wacky 80s movie. It's like All of Me. It's like,
Heather, I enjoyed this conversation, but I have to go to work. Leaving at 6:30 and back at 6:30. Bye.
so
How did she end up in the Gorgo wife swap episode?
Well, it turns out there's a tangled web that we weave. And speaking of tangled webs, woohoo! There it is, spooky frame on the Crappin' on demand. Wow! Ooh, I bounced off of the wall there. Was that my badumcha? Adeline, are you my badumcha? Adeline, hi, Adeline, this is your mother. I'm in Amsterdam, and apparently we're all bringing percussionists, and I don't have one. So could you send a thing? Well, do we have something better? I don't need the sound of my Spanx coming off. Okay, that was from David. I did not appreciate that. Here lies Shadow Door, killed by an audience that's manipulated by my ex-husband while he walks around on the beach with a slut. You liked it. You liked it. They liked it. Hell, they liked my joke. Woohoo!
So back at the hotel, the ladies are getting ready, and Jen is FaceTiming Ryan, and they're talking about how hot she is and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, babe, I had 2 pussies in my bed last night." She's like, "Excuse me, what did you say?" It's like, "Pussycats? 2 pussycats in my bed?"
Oh my God, Ryan, that is so funny. Can we get what does a Jen Badumcha sound like? No one?
I'm out.
No one?
I'm out of Badumchas.
Okay. I guess I am one of the newer cast
I've literally
members.
no more to offer. Okay, hold on.
I only have the... Wow. Okay. I was not expecting that sound, but that's okay. Was that my son passing out again?
That poor guy. Why is he always passing out?
I'm a little concerned, to be honest.
I'm concerned too. We see at the end of the episode he's passed out in the army. They're like, "Oh, look, he made it to the army and then he passed out." What the hell's going on over there? Somebody get that kid his iron.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. So Gretchen FaceTime Slade. She's like, "Scott," and then Skylar's like, "I miss you so much, mommy." And she's like,
Oh my God, look at that voluminous Gretchen hair that you have. Wow, it's so lethargic to see you.
And then we go over to Gina and Emily using a lot of hairspray, and then everyone goes to a seafood bar for dinner, and Shannon gets out wackily. She's like, "Whoa, I gotta pull all my Spanx down. I gotta pull my Spanx down. Hold up, everybody. Oh, God, Heather is a good-for-nothing little brat who never does her chores."
and people are just walking in, and it's like this seafood bar and everything, and it's Heather's like, "So everyone, Emily came with me today and we went to where my parents lived, and it reminded me that I should be really making another good effort to get onto Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm just in a different class from all of you."
It was amazing. It was the first time anyone in her price level has been there. So that was something great. You know, it was the first time that someone in her price bracket walks through those doors and wasn't handed a feather duster. So we are making progress. Making progress.
And here's what's crazy. We were standing outside filming our scene, and then a man comes out and says, "Do you want to come inside?" Later on, I found out he is the Drake of Amsterdam. That's what we call Bashert.
It was almost like my dad said, "Come on in." Except he was nothing like my dad. He was actually there. Gave me attention, told me hello and goodbye. It's actually nice. God,
Wow.
miss that
Wow.
man.
I have chills with that story. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that story with me. That was like really one of the most powerful stories you could have ever shared with me. That was really beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Why is she still talking? I'm just waiting for a bajumcha. Just hoping I'd get a bajumcha. Okay. I guess that'll
Alex is
count.
gonna kill you. Gretchen's like,
I think that was so cool for Heather. To me, that's definitely divine intervention.
so of course Gretchen's like,
It's Jesus that did it.
"Girl, they stood out on somebody's patio with cameras, okay? Leave
And the
Jesus
guy was-
out of some things." My God. Jesus was like, "Can I have one fucking day? Can I just have a break? I can't even have a break while you guys are vacationing in Amsterdam, for Christ's sake."
Yeah, seriously. let him focus on other things.
Well, since we're all having a nice dinner, I have something I'd like to bring up because Gretchen told me that when you guys were driving to your swing, I came up in conversation and in a way that I didn't really appreciate.
So we see a flashback to them having their Spanx conversation.
Right after Gretchen's like,
I just hope me and Tamara can be friends and just like stop doing this to each other.
she's like,
Oh my God, everybody was calling you fat in the car.
"Shut up, Gretchen." So she's like,
How is she ever gonna get laid if they were saying, yeah, how is she ever gonna get laid if they have all these Spanx? And it's like when you cut it open, it's like popping open a box of biscuits.
and Shannon's like,
Oh, who said that? If I was made out of biscuits, I would eat myself. Everybody knows that.
Are they, question, is this the Pillsbury brand of biscuits? Because I actually do not approve of their ingredients. I prefer more of a natural biscuit. And if I knew the source of the biscuits, I wouldn't be so mad. But I am concerned that this is a Pillsbury Doughboy situation. I cannot get behind that.
And Gretchen's like, yeah, like Emily said that. So it's like she fat shaming you. Oh my God. Look, I think the ladies were being assholes, especially Emily for that comment. But Gretchen, aren't you trying to like be friends with everybody? She's just so bad at this. Gretchen's just really bad at this, is my only point.
Right. So Shannon's like, well, I was told you guys said no guy is going to want to be with me because I wear Spanx. And all that does is redistribute the fat. And Termina's like, no, bitch. No, we never said. We said no guy ever wants to be with you just because of your personality. Totally different thing.
Well, it sounded like you accused my fat of being the socialism of fat, just redistributing itself to everybody. And that's just not how Spanx work. And you can say whatever you want about me, but how dare you come for Spanx? How dare you?
Oh my God, the visual of Shannon just like poof.
That's like, there's like no defending this. Like, this is like fucking nuts. That's hilarious to think of like biscuits like popping open. Like, that's like hilarious.
You told her about the can of biscuits?
As says Emily, as if she is not the messiest person on this cast. I can't believe you told someone what we were saying behind their back.
Yeah. I mean, look, Gretchen's annoying me for doing this, but she's not wrong. And also, you're right. Yeah. The rest of them are even worse, especially Gina and Emily. They're like the worst.
I think what's bad with when Gretchen does it, she carries the bone as if she weren't part of the messiness that was happening behind Shannon's back.
And also, it's just mean spirit. It's just mean spirit. Like, it wasn't great when they said it, but they were kidding. I'm not going to stand up for them because it was shitty what they were saying. But I think they were doing in the spirit, like, isn't Shannon great? And Gretchen's trying to take it back to hurt Shannon's feelings. So it makes Gretchen the hurtful one, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, Gretchen was actually making it sound like it was way worse than what we saw.
Yeah,
like, it was
like she's trying to make it sound like your friends are all calling you fat.
Yeah, it was sort of shitty of Emily to say some of the things she was saying. It was hypocritical, but ultimately they actually were coming from a place of like, God, we love this crazy lady. And Gretchen ran back and made it seem like it was way worse than it was, which is also shitty. And so Gina's like, sometimes with Gretchen, she tries to act like very pious and like she's above everything, but then she's like causing problems. I'm sorry. Did someone say that there was pie? Can we get that before the fish? No? Fish pie? Oh, that's different.
Well, when it comes to me, I can make fun of me, but especially the last year, Emily, when you had your issues.
And she's like, oh, well, I wasn't talking about you specifically. I was talking about biscuits being in a can and popping out of a can.
Okay, just say you're sorry, Emily. Miss, like, why don't you just apologize?
And she's like, well, no guy's going to want to be with Shannon because she's going to have to pull all the Spanx out. Tamara's like, I didn't say that. I mean, I always say that no guy's going to want to be with Shannon, but it doesn't have to do with Spanx. It has to do with your alcoholism.
I mean, we were very much like talking about Shannon. That's for sure.
Yeah, but Shannon definitely has a right to know what her supposed friends are saying behind her back.
So we see the flashback again of what was being said, and Gretchen's like,
that's not very funny. It's not very nice.
I'm like, all they said was that she's wearing so many Spanx that it's hard to have sex with her because you have to take off a lot of layers.
And the can of biscuits and the sausage. Like, they weren't great. I just wouldn't repeat that.
Right, but it's not the worst. Like, it wasn't the worst. Well, I mean, I feel like look, I don't want to defend this stupid scene, but like, I think an argument can be made that they were saying that the nature of Spanx is that you squeeze everything together, and the moment you take the Spanx off, everything pops out and everything. I don't know if they were specifically saying, look at Shannon, she looks like a big piece of dough that's been molded into a corset,
Yeah. But also like, Gretchen, just an added layer. Gretchen being like, well, her friends were talking about her, and she has the right to hear everything that was said. It's like, didn't you just get someone kicked off this show because they repeated something you said to them at dinner?
Absolutely.
You fucking hypocrite. Not that it's a shocker that Gretchen would be a fucking hypocrite, but there you go.
So Emily says, okay, lawyer speaking, from my perspective, and Jen was there was no malicious intent. And Gretchen goes,
but Emily, you just said it's
Gretchers, shut up. Actually, no, I'm going to say Gretchen. I'm going to make that R a little bit longer and turn it into an N because I'm mad. Gretchen, shut up.
Oh my God, you just can't be called out about anything.
Really? You're gonna piss me off and I'm gonna fucking lose it on you. Listen, Shannon, you're my friend. I love you very much. I also love biscuits. And if I said something that hurt your feelings, that was not my intent. It was funny, okay? We started it by talking about how funny you are. And she's like,
Well, okay, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
we love how you look like you're about to be baked into a delicious breakfast treat.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is why I love Emily, because we can have these discussions and I can say you hurt my feelings, and then she will literally order me biscuits at the table. So,
I'm just glad I didn't explode like a can of biscuits. Oh, I guess that's my padumcha.
Thanks a lot, Sophie. God damn it.
So back at the table, Shannon's like,
Well, I'm going to go to the restroom. I might be a while unwrapping myself from Spanx.
so she leaves, and Jen's like,
Okay, but pull your shirt down. Shannon, pull your...
and she stands up, and there's like a big price tag hanging out of the back of her skirt. They all just start cracking up.
She's always such a hot mess. But I'm the hot batch.
So Emily is like, okay, don't make fun of her right now. We can't. She can't take anymore. That's it. So now it's day 4. It's time for a final day in Amsterdam. And first, they're going to start off by doing split activities again, biking or shopping.
Yeah. So Jen goes to get Shannon, and Shannon's like, I'm ready to go. And she's still in her pajamas. And Jen's like, there's just something about you. You just do it for me, Shannon. You really do. You were just hilarious, Shannon. And then the others, Tamara, Gina, Jen, and Shannon, are getting on bikes. So Gina's like, oh my God, you guys look like I'm riding my bike to school.
Honestly, you look like you're going to Hogwarts right now.
You know, Gretchen's like,
Oh my God, I love that author.
so Gina's...
That's the only book I read.
And Tamara, I'm sorry, Gina's doing this thing the whole episode. I don't know if you noticed, but every time she says something in confessional, she just starts cracking up at herself. Like, she's not even saying anything funny. She'll be like, oh my God, I look like a little girl going to school.
She is like, and she's like really highlighting her front teeth too. Like she is delighted with herself. And I say this as someone who often laughs at my own jokes too, which is okay.
But at least we legitimately laughed at ourselves. She's like fake laughing at herself. It's bizarre. Like she knows it's not funny. She's just trying to like,
yeah. I'm going to sell you guys. Fake it till you make it. Oh my God, you're being fake.
So they are trying to bike, and Gina's like,
They take like cycling to a whole nother level here. Like you have to be like freaking, like what's his name? Lance Armstrong? No, wait. No, he's an astronaut. Wait, no, he is a bike. Okay, this is honestly, Ronnie, this is like one of those moments where I'm like not only like laughing, I'm laughing a lot because like the Lance Armstrong, Neil Armstrong mix up is like legitimately like so funny to me. Like I almost feel bad by how funny it is. Neil Armstrong, Lance Armstrong, am I right?
gosh, such a moron. I believe that you rode a bike. I do not believe that you rode it to a school. So then Heather, Gretchen, and Emily
she rode it into a tree, I think.
Yeah, she rode into a tree. So Heather, Gretchen, and Emily are arriving to go shopping. And Heather's like, love some retail therapy. So they try on some sunglasses, and, you know, it's like all fun and games. And they're asking Emily about how things are at home. And she's like, well, Shane sent me pictures of Luke, and he'll put like everything's okay now, hanging out on the couch. And I guess it's kind of his way of saying I'm sorry. But, you know, he's saying like, sorry, we're stressed out and yelling on the phone or whatever. So
it's probably also his way of saying like, actually, everything's cool now. So go enjoy yourself.
Yeah, she's so ridiculous. And she says, you know, it's going to be a lifelong struggle with Luke. I'm sorry, is there a child in the country that doesn't have tantrums? Like when they don't want to go somewhere. She's making me crazy with this. I don't even see.
I mean, look, I also, if he's on the spectrum, I'm, you know, I also don't want to. Well, but we don't know what his diagnosis.
She said his diagnosis. She said it wasn't. He's not on the spectrum after all. That he's got an eating. I don't know. She listed him a couple weeks ago. Yeah, she listed.
Well,
him
either
on the
way.
show.
I mean, I do. It does sound like it will be a lifelong journey, etc. But like, Actually, I don't know what point I'm making. I'm just talking. So Emily is like, oh, I was so stressed out, but I was like, do I need to go home? Yes, it's hard to go back to your home. So small. But you always have to remember.
How do you even find it? I wonder how people, when they're sitting in an airplane, and they say, look, there's my house, like me, as we see from a town away. But how do you do that?
Emily, when you go onto Google Maps, do you ever say to yourself, why do they even bother putting my address on here, right? I mean, it's barely even a house. I mean, does every blade of grass get a mention on Google Maps now? Am I right?
Google craps. Just have to go on for all the crappy little houses. Use a micro camera. Well, yeah, I was thinking maybe I should go home. It's like, whatever, get a nanny.
She's like, oh, gosh, she always talks me off the edge with my kids. I appreciate that.
Like, of course. I love you, Emily Simpson.
That is your name, right? So now the other ladies are in the park, and Shannon, this is actually a little stressful because Shannon was biking like crazy. Now, the thing is this, I feel like Newport Beach and Orange County is all full of bike paths and everything. But I guess Shannon just doesn't. Maybe Shannon has like not wanted to get back onto a bike ever since David Bador essentially strapped her to a Peloton and was like, if you want to save this marriage, start pedaling, bitch.
He's like, happy birthday, here's a Peloton. That was so horrible. And when he strapped her feet, I'm not laughing that he bought her that. I'm just laughing at that scene because she strapped her feet into the Peloton and then couldn't get out.
I just was staring at the cameraman for help, and he was like, nope, we're going to film this.
Classic. So, yeah, this is where she's wearing her like knitted American flag shirt and just driving like an idiot, like being the most American on the road. And this is serious. Like everyone's going really fast, and she's doing like a wacky Shannon scene.
And they're in like a park, so there's pedestrians too. Like I really thought she was going to crash into someone. I mean, they already crashed into a boat last episode.
She crashed into a boat.
She. Don't put everybody else in this. It was Shannon Bedore, if you ever loop.
Does this jacuzzi have a second floor, by the way? Does it have a second floor? No? Okay.
Guys, I just searched on my telephone, and there is a waffle place where you can make your own druggy waffles. We should go. We love drug waffles now. We are youthful. Hey, everyone, we are cooking. These Stroop waffles will be bustin'.
I can't wait to tell one of the Joshes from Bravo's $1 Million Listing, remember that show, John Pierre, and tell them that I'm doing something wacky.
So the stroopwafel guy is like, oh, stroopwafel, it's from the 1800s. It was called poor man's cookie.
Oh, God, we should have brought Gina.
Emily does actually, she goes, you're in the wrong place. Why is that? He said poor man's cookie, Heather. It's like, if you're making a joke, I am not amused because I'm deeply uncomfortable with the concept.
I didn't know this about stroopwafels. They called them the poor man's cookie because the baker made it from leftover cookies and leftover bread. What the hell?
It was like leftover, like ingredients that they just because it was.
So what do? You crumble them all up, make them into a ball, and then put them with some caramel and just flatten it.
Well,
sounds delicious. You tell me. You took the thing.
I took a class. I made a delicious stroopwafel. And I don't know, maybe back in the day, maybe in the 1800s, they did use like leftover cookies or something, but it was essentially a very simple like flour and sugar kind of recipe where you add like water and an egg. I don't even know if there was any leavener in it. I don't remember. Maybe there was some baking soda. I think.
Oh no, she got fired.
What?
Sorry. Leva. Okay, so you don't know if there was like a leavener. No, I don't think there's a leavener because they don't rise, right? You squish them.
They don't really rise, yeah. And so then you make
Isn't
this
that what
batter.
leavener does? It helps it rise.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know. Sometimes you may even need it for something like a waffle. But like either way, I agree. Then you put it in a special dedicated stroopwafel machine that you saw. And they were, I wish I have the recipes somewhere in my things. But like you cook it for like a very specific number. Like my instructor was like, some people say you do it for 1 minute and 19 seconds. Others say 59 seconds, like a really weird, like on Below Deck when they say it's 1:23 p.m. It was like a really weird number. And then you open it And then you have this thing. It's almost like one of those. What are those like a scraper? They scrape like a sticker. What do you call those things? You know, the scrapers, like the metal scraper thing. You slide it under, and then you have to. I think maybe you flip it, or I don't remember what it was, but you put the caramel on it and you close it up, and you split it in half, then you put the caramel on it. This is the most boring retelling of a stroopwafel. I'm sorry, everyone. This is not.
It's made it more difficult than the damn stroopwafel.
I should have prepared my pontification, and I'm doing it on the fly, and it's just really not killing it. But
you're doing great. I'm following you.
But your little scraper, the little waffle thing, it actually splits in half, and then you put the caramel on, then you close it back up again, and then it's fabulous. I want one so
those are great
right now,
but they're also terrible for your teeth. I'm surprised that you like them so much because you're so teeth health conscious. Like you take really good care of your teeth, and those things are terrifying to me. I mean, I've got caps, why are they bad to your... and stuff.
Oh, they're not like chewy like that. They're like it's like a soft caramel. It's like a soft. It's like
whenever I have them on the airplane, who's it? Delta that gives you those? My
United
teeth are about to come out. Oh, United. Yeah.
Oh no. No. But it's like a soft, luscious caramel. It just sort of like you bite it. It's like a grilled cheese. Almost like you bite in. And
I'm gonna eat my fucking face off.
I literally almost bought it was so good. I almost bought myself a stroopwafel machine, and I was like, I cannot. I am okay with a single use appliance, but even this. I have my limits. That being said, if someone wants to donate a stroopwafel machine to the Mandelker Kelly household, I will not say no because I cannot. In my heart of hearts, I cannot buy my own one. But if it just arrived, then I know that I was not being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Watch me get like 10 stroopwafel machines now.
Yes, do it, Ben. So Heather's like,
poor man's waffle, rich man's waffle. I don't care. It's a waffle and I'm not touching it. Okay?
And then she tries to be relatable. She goes, I mean, it's so good. And I made it myself. What was that thing from Shake and Bake? And I helped, right? Isn't that how it goes? You know, just give me a line that's relatable. You know, the poors watch Shake and Bake commercials, right? They eat it all the time, right?
But
Alfredo, that was terrible. The audience laughed before you could even do your badumcha. I mean, oh no, it's Alfredo. Oh dear, his hand got stuck in the stroopwafel machine. That explains it. Okay, someone get him some balm.
Alfredo exploded. All right, get me a new Alfredo. Get me a new Alfredo.
Oh, so sad. His parting words were.
So now we go back to the other ladies having a picnic in a park. And Gina's like, oh my God, Jen, I saw your Instagram. And I'm so proud of you posting a post without rain. I'm so proud. I feel so proud.
This was actually hilarious because Gina just basically says, I saw your Instagram and I was so proud of you. And then we see the footage of Jen doing a workout. And I was like, what is Gina talking about? It was like Jen doing a hotel workout. I'd forgotten the larger context and she hadn't said it yet that oh yeah, Jen is working on having a solo content. It's this arc that they introduced last episode and are now wrapping up this episode. But at first I was like, this is how sad Gina is that she's just proud of a hotel workout when she sees one on Instagram.
That's the new wave of feminism. It's like, wow, you have your own Instagram account now. You work out on your own Instagram account now. It's just like burning a bra. And she's like, yeah, she did it. It was just her. And she's like, oh my God, thank you, Gina. Thank you so much. Because when you said I need my own account at first, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Gina? What the fuck are you talking about?
and we see a flashback to them giving her a pep talk about posting your own content.
It's almost like Ryan's a little bit of a safety net for you,
You think?
Kind of like Travis's balls.
He's a little bit of a safety net. She was living in a parking lot. Yeah, he's a little bit of a safety net. And Gina's like, yeah, sometimes I feel like it's in the way of you developing that inner confidence. Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes they get in my head because, Ryan has a very colorful past.
Yeah, he was a playboy for a long time. He sent me stick pictures. Pretty colorful.
Where's Heather? Mean when you need her.
So Jen's like, yeah, and sometimes I think, am I going to be enough? No, the answer will be no. So Gina says, yeah, you need to feel like you're enough. You need to be enough. Remember, Bobby? And Jen is like, yeah, like when I'm 72 and shit's falling and things like, and we're still like, okay, like I'm still your girl. Like I'm still here. I'm still her for you, right? I want to feel that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can feel that way. Maybe not with Ryan, though.
That's like a piece of pizza looking at me straight in the face and being like, you only want me, right? No, I want all of you. That's not how this works. I'm not eating one piece of pizza for the rest of my life. Get the fuck out of here. Get into my belly so I can move on to the next.
This is, and actually, I kind of like this micro moment because she's talking about how she feels like, you know, I still feel like a young woman, but I know I don't look like a young woman anymore. And they're all like, yeah, we all have insecurities. And Shannon's like, no, that's a realistic insecurity. We've all been through it. We're divorced women, and at one point we're marrying the person we thought we'd be spending the rest of our lives with, and then another moment we're trying to be wacky on a bike while your friends call you a can of biscuits. So yeah, I'm a little insecure.
Yeah. And my pizza comment wasn't even like all of them. Like, oh yeah, you get some guy, they're all gonna cheat on you and leave you. I don't mean everybody, but Ryan specifically. Ryan. Yeah, I just look at Ryan like
he's
a
buffet
sex
man.
Addict. I think he's like a sex addict. I don't think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna cheat on you. I think everybody knows he's gonna cheat on you. He was just sending pictures, like dick pictures, on accident to your friend last year. So yeah, I don't know that I would trust that.
Yeah, I really don't. But there's also a part of me that says, you know what? Have fun with him while, you know.
Yeah.
I know this is so. This
yeah,
is
I'm not necessarily
up.
saying dump him. I'm just saying you got to kind of know what you're buying, you know.
Right. Like it's like a little fucked up, but there's a part of me that says, you know what? It's gonna eventually, like, the bottom will fall out. But in the meantime, you like him, he likes you. Enjoy, and then you'll figure it out later. I know it should be more like leave him and go to someone who sees you for you and loves you for you and will always want to be there for you. And I feel like largely, yes, that's how it should be. But there's a part of me that says, at this point, I can only, throw the pizza against the wall so many times. So just go and have fun, and then you'll cross that bridge when he has sex with it.
Yeah. I don't know, but good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
So
Good luck.
Tamara's like,
Yeah, you need to establish yourself financially, okay? You don't want to be dependent on some man.
which I agree. She's like, pay for your own kids, and then you won't be so stressed out that he's leaving you all the time. Because one of the reasons you're so stressed out that he's going to leave you is money based. So if you're okay on your own, which I think is good advice. And Jen's like, well, it's amazing to have a real conversation with Tamara without snark. I mean, I just wish she could do this more often. I just love this Tamara. God, I want to hug her. God, I want to hug her.
But I won't. Too much. So now it's evening and everyone is getting ready for glam, and Shannon's like, so you guys travel to Paris and stuff? And the glam people are like, yeah. She's like, oh, well, I am taking a train there tomorrow to visit my daughter who tried to move across the world to get away from me. But guess what? Surprise, surprise. Second year in a row, I'm coming over.
So Gina and Emily are still in their shitty, messy room, and we see the decorated penis still in there, which I like that Emily kept that. And Gina's like, oh my God, now Emily, I just burnt my hair. You can't put plastic into an iron. Your hair is made out of like pom-pom material. What are you putting it in there for?
Yeah, don't do that. Do not do that. Then they're all getting into dinner, and Heather's like, Shannon, are you wearing slippers to dinner, honey? I am. Originally I called these my nice shoes, but we can call them slippers too. Thanks for that.
I just can't believe it's our last night, guys. I just can't believe it. Oh, it's our last night. I accept it. Let's eat. So they go in and they start talking about crab. Like, let's get crabbed. And Tamara's like,
We don't want itchy crabs, okay, waiter? Yeah, I've had crabs before.
He's like, okay. Well, would you like to order some then? It's like,
the itch real bad right on my vagina. Crabs right on my vagina. It was hilarious. It hurt so bad.
This place was crazy, by the way. They had like hanging fish everywhere, which is, whatever, fish place. But in their like fish display, they had like several fish that they just like put citrus in their mouth. Like the fish was just sitting there like, oh, like it was like a ball gag. And like I know, like there's a tradition of, like a suckling pig, you put the apple in the pig's mouth and everything. But I think the difference is that the pig definitely looks dead and cooked. It's like, oh, here is a cooked pig with an apple in its mouth. But these fish still kind of look alive. They're not, but they just look alive because they're just sort of like in the same raw. They're like at their raw state. And you just look at these fish and you're like, can we give the fish just a shred more dignity before it's consumed by the likes of like Tamara and Shannon?
Before we
with the
eat them.
lemon. It's just poor fish.
So they make a toast, and Tamara's like,
Guys, it's been such a rough year for me. What with Gretchen coming after me for over a decade.
and then we start getting the dun 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 dun. Our favorite song. So good. Key change.
Oh God.
Bridge.
And that song.
Okay, let's see what's going on. Tamara and Eddie have been spending lots of time in Big Bear, and Sophie is planning to move to New York City to pursue music. She has no plan to record anything with her mother because she'll probably fuck somebody named Nelson.
Okay, back to my speech. I just want to thank you guys for being there. And Heather, you helped me through some really dark times, and I appreciate that, which is my way of saying, why are you such a shitty friend to me always? And you're always such a bad friend to me, bitch.
What? Heather and Terry sold their Beverly Hills house at a $5.8 million loss. No big deal. And she doesn't plan on buying a new place in Orange County, and that's no lie. Come on, Kyle Richards, we can be friends. Let me onto your show, please. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody, so it was a great trip, and I'm really looking forward to the future with you guys.
The gated group is still going strong, as are Gina and Travis. And Gina's still living without fear, unless she's critiquing Heather's improv.
Excuse me. I also have an update, which is to say Shannon has a new guy in her life, Troy, a golden retriever, and she's riding this emotional high, space cake free. Oh, okay. Can we get a new Alfredo in here for me, please? I don't like my badumchas.
May our glam always be flawless. May our receipts always be accurate.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
While Ryan and Jen still do not have a wedding date planned, Dawson recently graduated from Marines boot camp and passed out 20 minutes into the ceremony. So, God.
I won't get. Is it really true that as a new girl I don't get a badumcha? There's just no other badumcha that's around there for me to hear? No? Okay. Is that a badumcha or is there an actual medical emergency happening right now? No? Okay, that's fine.
So now Heather's like, okay, I'll do it again. So maybe our friendships, although sometimes complicated, always be worth the ride.
What is she talking about? She's terrible at cheersing.
Did you just make that up or read it on ChatGPT?
Well, actually, funny story. I had Christy McNichol write it for me. And then when she gave it to me, I said, well, I'm glad you finally got a gig after 20 years. Here's $5.
Emily continues to navigate Luke's evolving diagnoses, and she's learning to embrace life's unpredictable ride, including the one at the Abbey.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, are those sharks hanging down off the ceiling? And they're like, maybe it's a tuna. I don't know, is that a tuna or a shark?
Hey, everyone.
Wow.
Wait, hey, Cratchit. Hey, Gina. They stopped playing the nice music at the end, so I think that means you have to start doing the dark stuff now. Okay.
Oh, okay. Gretchen, there's something that I have to address with y'all. When we were in Orange County...
Oh, wait, are you talking about the conversation we had together?
Yeah,
Can
because
we-
it's been
can
weighing
we-
on me.
Yeah, say it.
Yeah, it's been weighing on me, and I can't not bring this up, Gretchen.
It's been weighing on me, too. Like, weighing on me so hard that I had to have Gina say it for me. Okay, go on. Go, do it, Gina, do it.
Well, Tamara shared a lot of posts that you've liked that are, like, very disparaging towards the LGBTQ community. LGBTQ plus community.
Oh my gosh, I would never do that. I mean, if I liked something, then I probably didn't know what it was about. I'm dumb. I don't have any issue with the LGBTQ lethargic community.
The lethargic GBTQ community. But wait a minute, then why are you on social media liking these things? And she's like, well, unfortunately, sometimes I'm probably scrolling quickly and liking things. And so, I don't know, maybe I'm not paying enough attention. Oh, no, ma'am. I'm sorry. Oh, really? You just happened to press like on accident on every single hateful fucking gay related post that there is? Come on,
like,
Gretchen.
it's
Like,
too
what?
much.
Slipped into that one.
You know, sometimes I go on to No Homo Talk and I just like things by accident. My bad.
So Shannon's like, I mean,
By the way, how did you see it, Tamara? Let's not forget Tamara over here, because this would be fun. She's, well, it was something that was sent through iHeart.
and Emily's like, did you talk about it?
No, iHeart was like, no, that's why iHeart sent it to me, because they were like, don't talk about this.
So Jen is like, but Tamara, do you have it up?
She's like, yeah, here it is.
So they're looking at it, and Gina is like, oh my God, there's like a lot of it. And there's like one about Dylan Mulvaney. Jen's like, who's that? She is a friend of mine. And we have a flashback to earlier in the season when Dylan was on Heather's podcast, and they talked about the discrimination and the hate that Dylan receives as a trans woman.
Here's the thing. You know, they're saying like, oh, this was just sent to Tamara and iHeart. iHeartRadio sent Tamara headlines, meaning they were things that were already out in the news. This was not something that was like, oh, iHeart's doing this deep cutting investigative journalism. All the ladies knew that this has been out. I mean, this is crazy. This stuff has been out for over a year at least. It's been out a couple of years. I've known about it. And I'm not like some magic person doing detective work here. They all know this. You're telling me that no one texted Heather Dubrow and said, look at all these likes of Gretchen's. No one really in all of this time.
It's someone reminded me this morning. They added me, and there is a giant thread on X that says it's a thread exposing Orange County alum Gretchen Rossi's problematic views, including racism, homophobia, transphobia, COVID misinformation, etc. And it's one thing. It's like one screenshot after another of like the things that Gretchen has liked, and that was August 5th, 2023. So it has like
it's been out there.
It's been out.
So everybody pretending they've never heard of this and they can't believe it, and they're all so shocked, especially Heather. Like, what are you talking about? This stuff has been out there forever, and someone sent this to you, and I don't believe for 1 second that the rest of us saw it, but you didn't. That's just absolute bullshit. I think the show told them, listen, we're going to bring Gretchen on here, and we don't want this to become, you know, some hate-filled blah blah blah. We don't want you to go for her for that, because you know Tamara's had this in her back pocket for years to use. Anybody who doesn't like Gretchen has. So I'm just not buying this, and it just seems crazy to me.
I don't know if I'm gonna say that Heather like knew. I sometimes think like Heather could be like me, where it's like I hear from like you, oh, Gretchen's been posting like really homophobic stuff, and I'm like, okay, I trust that you said it. I trust you, and I'm like, oh, I hear that she does homophobic stuff, but like I don't really like necessarily go out and find the tweet and look at what she liked, because I'm lazy, and I'm like, okay, I trust Ronnie on this one, and then but by me not doing that, I'm like, okay, whatever, and not whatever, like that's okay, but it doesn't hit with the same potency as it does when you actually see what she has liked. And I would not be surprised if Heather is sort of in a similar place, because I do think that Heather is a really strong advocate for these things. And I don't think that if Heather had seen it with her own eyes, I don't think she would be chill. I really don't. I think maybe she'd known about it, and I can imagine she did a mental workaround where she said, well, you know, she's conservative, I'm liberal, we'll find a way to shoot together, find a way. And I don't think she really knew, or she was in denial or whatever until this moment. Maybe I'm being naive, but that's really how I read the situation.
I just don't see a world where someone in the audience didn't send her some of these screenshots. I mean, I'm going to go over them, some of these right now, because these are insane. And some of them, like in the one you sent where there's 20, some of that you can argue and say, well, these are just conservative views. These are what people are saying all the time on Twitter. Okay. Some of them, We teach gender ideology in school, and so it's normal for half of preteen classrooms to be gender questioning. Kids admit the cool kids in their class are transgender, so they just want to be trans too. It's all too much. Dems have gone too far. I'm out. So things like that, I read that. I'm extremely offended, but I read it all the time in conservative threads. So I'm also not shocked that someone who's really MAGA and conservative would say that, right? But then you get to posts like this one. Hold on a second. I've got these all over my phone. This was by Tyson James, liked by Gretchen Rossi. When you open the door to homosexuality, you open the door to pedophilia. You'll never win by normalizing perversion. Sin is a slippery slope. You think it's bad now? Give it a couple of years. If you want to save the kids, start by calling homosexuality what it is. That was July 14th. So there's no world in which somebody like me or somebody in the audience doesn't send this to these people in the cast. I just don't believe it. So I don't know. I think it's a thing.
I think other people in the cast may have known. I think they I don't know. Do you think that Gina had seen these before?
Yes, they've all seen them. These people are all on here all the time looking at Instagram and seeing what everybody's talking about. That's all they talk about on Housewives now is like what's going on the blogs, who's talking to the blogs, who said what. They all know there's certain bloggers. They're all caught talking to the bloggers. I just can't believe, and they're all on Instagram constantly, and their assistants and their social media people are on there constantly. There's no world in which Heather doesn't have a million people telling her, Heather, this woman is crazy, and look at all the stuff she's liking on here. This is not some hidden thing that hasn't been out. This has been out for a long time.
So do you think Gina acted very much like this is the first time she'd seen these? Do you think it was a situation where by Tamara bringing it up on camera, I think it was like, do you think it was a situation where they were all looking the other way because it was like, this is the sort of thing that's like a little too serious for the Real Housewives? And do you think that when Tamara brought it up to Gina on camera, Gina realized that she had to kind of like take a stand and say something because rather than being accused of looking the other way? Do you think she was getting ahead of the story in that way, which is why she confronted her, which is similar to the advice she gave Katie regarding Heather Dubrow last season? Like, you have to talk to Heather Dubrow because if you don't, I'm going to have to do it. Do you think that was what's happening? I think she's like a producer plant, and she and Emily do whatever the producers want, is what I think. Like, anytime something needs to move forward, they're always the ones to come forward and do it. But if Tamara told them 2 or 3 weeks ago before this, they've all just been sitting there on this, not saying anything on camera, which is bullshit. I don't believe that any of them would do that. I don't believe Tamara would sit on this for a whole year when she's going against Gretchen and fake quitting the show and doing all this stuff if she had this in her pocket. I think production was saying, you're not going to be able to use it. And Tamara was like, well, I'm going to use it. And so for 2 weeks, they've been trying to figure out, how are we going to deal with this? Okay, let's put it in the last 5 seconds of the show. So, and then producers turned it back on Tamara by saying, okay, well, if Tamara's going to do that, then we're going to blow it all back on her and expose all Tamara's shit and make Tamara the villain in all of this. It's just so crazy. And it's crazy that me, of all people, would stick up for Tamara in this situation, because I do 100% believe that Tamara has relationships with bloggers and that she's shady and she's doing everything that they're accusing her of. But it doesn't change the fact that Gretchen, like all these, there's tons of them. There's tons of them. We're like, I got my Trump hat. And it's like, there is a line of like, okay, we're watching TV and politics, and especially if you're doing something in Orange County where there's a lot of conservative people in Orange County. Everybody knows it, you know? And so how much of that do you put on the show, and how much of it do you want the audience fighting over political shit, right? And I can see how the producers wouldn't want that, because it's going to piss everybody off, and nobody wants to see that on TV. However, this is beyond just political shit. She is posting nasty, homophobic, transphobic, horrible shit that they're just trying to sweep under the rug here. And it's gross. It's fucking gross. And I think that the whole cast is complicit in agreeing to go along with it in the first place. And I think they do it a lot, where they're just like, okay, we're going to let this person get away with bad behavior because we want our job on this TV show. And they choose that. I think that's a fair point. And I mean, if Tamara saw these headlines a year ago, what's hard to imagine, I guess I don't know if I'm walking back some of my words or not, but as I'm just sort of thinking through it like on the fly, it's hard to imagine that the moment that Tamara hears that Gretchen's coming back on the show, her arch rival, that Tamara doesn't immediately call up Heather Dubrow and say, Gretchen's coming back, and just so you know, she's done this, these are all her tweets. It's hard to believe. And in fact, I ask her later on, like, why would you why would you reach out to Gina and not Heather? And that is a really weird thing. So I don't know why she wouldn't reach out to Heather. Maybe in that moment, Tamara is actually protecting Heather. Maybe she had reached out to Heather and she's not saying that she did that because she doesn't want to put Heather in a really tough situation. So she says she just only reached out to Gina. I'm not sure. There's really a lot to speculate on in this situation. But you're right. In the end, seeing really like looking at those tweets today, this morning, it's pretty shocking what Gretchen liked. And what's even more shocking is her inability to like her attempt to act like it wasn't her, that she didn't do it. I'm like, you cannot come onto this show with that hair, praying in a family circle before you go up to Beverly Hills for sleepover, praying to Jesus, and then act like and act shocked that anyone would even think there's any any that people would accuse you of liking these things. It's like it'd be one thing if like you turn it on and then you see like Lisa Rinna liking all this stuff. And you're like, whoa, Lisa Rinna was probably hacked. I don't know why Lisa Rinna is my choice, but like whatever. But I would still think Lisa Rinna's hacked. But Gretchen, you come on here dressed like Megyn Kelly meets like the 1950s, and you're very, very religious, and then you're liking very sort of right-wing hateful views on gays and trans people. And then you act like it's crazy that people would think that those are real likes. Like, you can't bamboozle us.
Yeah, we're not that fucking stupid, lady. My God, it's crazy. Well, some people are, because I'm reading the comments and I'm like, what? People are falling for this bullshit? This is such crap. I can't believe it. But I just find it interesting that everybody's taking a side. It's like, either I believe that there are a lot of people who believe Gretchen's innocent, and they're like, you guys need to leave conservatives alone. We're being bullied. And then there are a lot of people who are like, no, fuck Gretchen, get her off this show. But I don't see why everyone's not outraged at this whole thing, because everybody fucking knew this was going on. Everybody, including Heather. And Heather refollowed Gretchen last week and all of this other shit. So I don't understand what's happening. And I guess maybe the reunion will explain it. But unless someone went seriously Photoshop crazy, Photoshopped all these, which seems like such a random way to get at somebody. Like, oh my God, look what post she liked. I don't think that would be something that you fake. You would fake actual posts that she made, right? No one's going to go fake a whole internet history for years and years of this shit. So I don't know what they're doing to explain it, that Heather would even forgive this at all, or any of them would forgive this shit at all. But for them to all act like they've just heard it is absolute hogwash. And I think this show owes everybody an apology, because this is bullshit. This is bullshit. And we've got a lot more to go. That's just the start. So they're confronting Gretchen. And she's like, oh, my God, they've got to be kidding me, right? Because, like, out of all the things you could say, this is what you're going to come up with? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Nothing's true. And Heather's like, do you understand that I just threw an event for the Trevor Project, LGBTQ plus youth, and so in danger right now every 40 seconds? She's like, yeah, somebody commits suicide, I know. And so now they're like kind of chatting at each other. And Tamara's like, well, yeah, and you know what? And Heather goes, I am speaking.
I was like, yes, this is like a righteous, my turn, still me. I was like, yes, it's a righteous version of it. I love it. And so she says, like, every 45 seconds, a queer child tries to kill themselves. And Gretchen's like, yeah, I know. It's like, do you understand what hate rhetoric like this does to our children?
It's like, yes, I do.
No, you don't. You obviously do not.
No, you don't. And you don't care. And she's just sitting there really calmly, like, trying to figure out what to do. You know, so, like, her whole demeanor is really weird. She's like, but no, it's not true. I mean, what? I mean, it's just unbelievable.
If I am pro-gay and I'm being accused on camera of being anti-gay, or like, well, obviously I'm gay. How about, let's say, like, racism? Okay, if someone says I'm a racist and I'm on camera, and I believe in my heart of hearts I am not racist, and I said, and someone accused me of that on camera, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'll be like, what? No, absolutely not. Like, what happened? Like, how can I clear this up? Like, there must be some misunderstanding. Show me what happened. I need to, like, address this right away, because, like, if I did something, if I put that out there, like, oh, I need to clear this up. And if I said something wrong, I need to apologize. Like, I need to like is mandatory that people know that that's not what's in my heart right now. And Gretchen's just sitting there like,
Huh?
Because like you said, she's trying to figure out like, oh shit, this is coming up. How do I spin this? How do I get out of this? Like,
'Cause she knew
what
it
do
was
I
gonna
do?
come
I
up
thought I
at
already
some
put this
point.
fire out. Yeah, she knew.
She knew it was going to come up. So she's like, wait a minute. Didn't we already delete all these likes? Like, how am I getting pummeled for this? Like, you can see her so confused about it. And also one little thing that's missing here, which is, I think, the smoking gun, is if somebody comes at you and says, there's all these posts that you like, and Tamara has the screenshots, when are you going to say, show me the screenshots? Show me the accounts. Go online right now. And why aren't they saying, where's your phone? Show us who you follow on your phone. Show us these. Show us that you didn't like these things. Go ahead. Show us. Nobody's doing that. So this whole thing is so gross. So then Heather's saying this doesn't seem like Gretchen because Gretchen's always had a lot of friends in the community. And if it's true, she has no words. I mean, people that you pay to do your hair aren't really friends in the community. And hiring somebody to come be a clown at your fucking drag queen Tupperware party in 2012 doesn't prove anything either.
Well, it's also like saying, well, I have some of my best friends are black. You know, people.
Yes.
There are a lot of we see it all the time where people kind of like to visit a marginalized community, in a sense, and yet not actually support them. You know, it's like sometimes people like to come and get the perks of it and love the association of it, but when it comes down to actually what you're voting for, what you care about, what you advocate for, it's like crickets. So Gretchen's saying that she had a drag Tupperware party if that's the best you can do is like cite a party you had in 2009. Okay.
An on-camera party with drag queens. Like, oh, okay. Okay, Gretchen. So she's saying, it's not like me, Heather. And she goes, why are you not horrified? Like, can someone at least show her because she still hasn't even asked to see them. So Gretchen's like, well, it just makes me really sad, guys. And she goes, it makes you sad? And Tamara's like, yeah, well, if you feel that way, just say you feel that way and at least stand up for what you believe, you know, because you're representing us when you're on this show, basically. So Gina does show Gretchen the phone, and Gretchen doesn't really look at it, you know. And Heather's like, this is about human decency. And then Jen tries to jump in and help her. And she's like, well, maybe do you feel biblically like this is something? Because I know you're very strong in your faith. And Heather's like, biblical? You know, like, don't even start this shit.
Yeah,
you know, don't even start it.
it.
And Jen's like, I'm just asking her. I'm just trying to find out why she would do this. And Tamara's like, Jesus loves gay people too. And
she's like, whoa, no, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure it out. And Heather goes, Jesus does not like hate. She's like, I'm not saying that, Heather. Jen, Heather is angry right now. Just step back. Because Heather was livid. The rage was in her eyes, and justifiably so.
So she, you know, they're like, Jesus doesn't hate. And Jen's like, listen, I'm not trying to stand up for Gretchen. I'm just trying to give her an escape hatch to leave out of and get out of here. So Jen, friend to no one. Jen's like, well, I'm just trying to understand, where would her fucking mind be? I mean, it doesn't add up. You know, I know Gretchen, I know her soul, and I know her heart, and something's amiss here. And I don't think it is. I mean, if you've looked at her Instagram one time, you pretty much know where she stands. I don't know how this is shocking to you, Jen, but okay.
Well, also the nose is a miss because it's really been face tuned out. So Heather says, you are intentionally liking hate rhetoric. She's like,
I don't know what you're talking about. So that's why I'm asking.
You did that.
And so Gina's like, look, it's here, right? You see that? Like, she's going to need an explanation. You see, like, that heart? You see your name on there? That means you like something, okay?
And Gretchen is just stalling out. She's just trying to figure out what her game plan is. She's like, oh, I understand.
She's like, all I know is I'm seeing a screenshot of something I supposedly liked, and I've never seen it in my life, and I'm completely blindsided with this information that is not my truth. I don't have the answers for you right now because it's just not who I am.
I mean, how do you say you don't have the answers for you because it's not who I am? I don't like it. It's wild. Like, the thing is, the whole, like, the spoof texts, spoof phone calls, this comes up on Bravo every now and then. It's always a losing argument. Like, you liked it. If anything, just say, you know what? I liked these things 2 or 3 years ago. It's something that I believed in at that time. I've since done a lot of work, and I've learned from people, and I realized it was a really closed-minded, like, just attempt to do something like that. And she just can't even do that.
I mean, she's just And also, as we find out later, she still follows all these accounts, these same accounts. These are not just like random posts that never come up on the Matt Walsh blog, etc. This is like rhetoric that you don't just see once in a while on these accounts. This shit is on those accounts all the time. It's just ridiculous. So she's like, what? I never even seen those screenshots. And listen, I'm telling you, that's how I felt. And Heather's like, Gretchen, why would you do that? And she's like, I don't know. And they're like, I don't know. It's not a good answer. She goes, I don't know, though. So then, of course, she runs off and calls Slade. And Shannon's like upset and she's crying. And she's like, some of my best friends are in that community and I can't believe this. And so now Jen's like, so wait, Tamara, you knew about this for how long? And she goes, about a year. And Shannon's like, well, why wouldn't you say anything before? And she's like, because no matter what I say, I'm the bad guy.
And Shannon's like,
but that's not the point. Don't try to deflect by it. Why didn't you say something sooner? Are you defending her? She's like, no, but it's a legitimate question. If something heinous happened, why wouldn't you let us know? She's like, because it's so gross. It was too dark. And if it was something this dark and this gross, should only be brought up on a cat strip by Gina.
Yeah.
It's so gross, it's so dark. I mean, if it was something fun and light, like cheating on your boyfriend with cancer, that would have been fun. But, this is too dark.
Too dark.
And Tamara's doing this whole, like, you guys are trying to blame me for not telling. Yeah, but the point of this is you're making them look bad if they didn't know, which obviously I don't believe at all. But if they didn't know and you did know, you're putting them in a position where they're supporting this person all year long. And then boom, at the end of the year, you're like, haha, you've been supporting a hateful bigot this whole time. So you are putting them in a bad situation.
I think it is shitty
telling the truth.
It's shitty of Tamara because she's like, well, I'm always the bad guy. But like that has never, ever stopped Tamara before. Like she'll say things like, fine, don't believe me. I'm always the bad guy. But like she willingly does things like this before. And if this is something that she actually was, truly upset about. I mean, I'm not saying that she's not upset about it, but I'm saying like, she's obviously like, this is so bothersome to me, but you've held on to it for a year and you didn't ever say anything. Like that's
any true ally would have said something, period. And that's my problem with all of these ladies. You choose something like a television, you're on a fucking gay network. And I'm sure that's why the network, I'm sure, was like, we're not bringing this shit up on the network. Like, hell no. This is like a very big, like, gays love this network. We're not going to touch this. But you brought her back knowing that this shit was going on, and then you were just going to try and sweep it under the rug and be quiet. No, you fucking all suck. You all suck. Like, I don't think there's any standing up for any of them in this for me. Like, they're all fucking gross.
Yeah. So Tamara's basically saying, if I were accused of being a homophobic bitch, I'd be crying my eyes out. And Gretchen's like, but I know I'm not. I'm upset like about something, but that I'm not upset about something that I know who I am and what my heart feels. Gretchen's saying she's not going to get upset because she knows her truth. I'm like, I think that's the most time. That's exactly when you get upset. When you know exactly who you are and what you believe in, and you are being misrepresented in a massive and hurtful way on TV, you get very upset. She got upset over less.
This is where she's like, oh, this is crazy. I mean, I had a drag queen Tupper party in 2009, which we see. And she's like, I've never been judgmental or had anything negative to say. Like, I don't care. I bet people live their life. And we see Heather. She's moved off to the bar to call Terry, and she's crying and saying, oh, my God, Gretchen has been liking all these anti-gay, anti-trans posts. And then back at the table, Gretchen is still saying she's shocked, and she doesn't remember liking any of this. She's like, what? I don't even know the account that you just showed me that I follow. And Tamara's like, I'm not buying your bullshit. And she's like, well, you guys are trying to make me out to be a homophobic person. It's like, oh, my God. Gretchen.
And Emily's like, you're just sitting there going, I don't know. And they're basically Shannon's like, go talk to Heather. Okay. She's obviously upset. They're like, yeah, Emily says the burden's on you to make her feel better. So Gretchen leaves the table. And Emily's like, if I was being accused of something I absolutely did not do, I'd be crawling across the table, beating the fucking shit out of Tamara Judge. I mean, I'll do that anyway. And the fact is that she's angry. She doesn't make it, that she's not angry. Doesn't make any sense to me. So Gretchen goes up to Heather, and Heather is like, I don't know what to say. I'm horrified. And Gretchen's like,
but do you think I have hate towards your children?
And it's like, it's frustrating, as Lisa Barlow would say, because like people underestimate their ability to compartmentalize, and that like Gretchen can be sweet and lovely to Heather's children in one space, but then like an Instagram post in another, and it's like, you know, people don't realize how that they do that, and then they're like, what? But like, just because I like this one thing over here, look how I'm nice to these people over here. I'm like, yeah, because you're kind of like, I don't know, is this the definition of exceptionalism or whatever? But you're sort of viewing at those like, oh well, I like Heather's kids. They're like the good ones or whatever.
No,
so
I think
like
it's
she doesn't
typical.
realize.
I think it's typical in extreme religious. I grew up in a very extreme religious environment, and I cannot tell you how many times I was told, like, "Oh, you know what, Ronnie, we love you so much, but you know, it's just hate the sinner, don't hate the sin, or hate the sin, don't hate the sinner. You know, what you're doing is wrong, and I don't agree with your lifestyle. No, of course you shouldn't have the right to get married. Of course you shouldn't, because that's just not God's will. But it doesn't mean I have to hate you. It's almost like, look at what a good person I am by being nice to somebody that's an absolute garbage sinner, you know, which is the attitude you get a lot. And you will get it straight to your face of people telling you you don't deserve your equal rights and you don't deserve shit. And you should have the right. They should have the right to discriminate against you. And if we gave you the right to get married, we'd be given the same right to people to marry their goat. I mean, I've been told this shit to my face by my own family. Like, this is not some new thing, this new phenomenon that's just happening with people like Gretchen. And it's a pretty interesting reckoning right now in our country where this stuff is happening. And now we're seeing these people take over the laws, and we're seeing what they're doing with the laws to turn them against gay people, minorities, what they're doing with ICE, what they're doing. I mean, it's just a fucking clusterfuck right now in this country. And now we have to listen to these people being like, oh my God, you guys are bigots. Who are the real bigots? It's you guys who are calling us out on your podcast, and you're calling us out in comments, and you're calling us out online, and you're trying to cancel us, and we're just trying to have an opinion. Fuck you. Your opinion is that nobody else should have rights except you. So go fuck yourself, Gretchen. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you fucking cry. And I'm not going to sit here and listen to these other ladies act like they're fucking heroes for calling her on Instagram posts that have been out for years and they did nothing about, so they can make their fucking paycheck sitting on this show and pretending that they like her for money. Fuck all you guys.
Yeah, well said. So the back at the table, you know, Shannon and Tamara, Shannon's talking about how the damage is really deep and everything, and Tamara's saying it's disgusting and that, oh, it's a horrible situation. And then naturally, Tamara goes,
I mean, she's a horrible fucking person. She's been going after me for 12 years.
I'm like, okay, Tamara, no, you can't. God. This is not your moment.
Yeah, you're a real fucking Stonewall, Tamara.
Tamara, once again, trying to like push her going after me for 12 years agenda. So Gretchen calls up Slade, and she's like,
they're accusing me of liking posts on Instagram that are homophobic.
And he's like, what? Yeah. You have no idea. He's like, well, that's crazy. I mean, that's so not like you. I'm confused.
Yeah, they're accusing me of being homophobic.
Wow, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
And you know that they're planning this because they automatically have their backup, right? Slade's like, oh, really, Tamara, the lady who made a homophobic slur on camera at me in 2008 when she said I look like a homo for wearing white thong sandals. Okay. Yes, that was terrible too. I'm not letting Tamara off on anything. That was 2008. This was last year. This is right now, Slade. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So, so then Slade's like, I mean, she made a gay slur. When you search Tamara and gay slur, she comes up on the internet. Well, of course she comes up because you typed in her name, you idiot. So Gretchen's like, I agree. So she goes back to the table, and it's awkward. Tamara's like, did Slade give you any good advice? She's like, well, he just said he knows it's absolute bullshit. And he said you don't have to defend anything. I'm like, you literally have to defend so much right now. Like, please do not go to Slade Smiley for PR advice right now.
Yeah, Slade also said you didn't have to pay your fucking child support, and that's still why you can't marry him, you idiot. So Heather's like, well, that's where he's wrong, though. That's where he's wrong. And Gretchen's like, okay. And Heather goes, yeah, you do have to explain. If you want your friendship to last, you do need to explain. And she's like, but you guys got to understand, this is brand new information to me. No, it's not. And you must have known that this was going to come in some shape or form. You need to be better prepared, you know?
No, I think the issue is that she knows she has this in the past, but she thought it was never something that was going to wind up on the show. And so that's why it's new information. So Tamara's like,
I don't think Heather wants to hear what you have to say. 12 years I've been tormented. 12 years.
so Heather is really mad. And Gina's like, I think she wants to hear something else from you, you know? And they're like, we're going to go. So they're all going to go. And Jen's like, you need to defend yourself, Gretchen. That's the fucking problem. I tried to give you the biblical thing. You didn't even take that. Defend yourself. She's like, but I did defend myself. She's like, no, you didn't. I mean, this is sad. Even I, Jen Petranti, can see that you're not defending yourself.
I even gave you a Bible as a weapon to swing at people, and you still wouldn't do it. Like, I handed you the weapon.
Yeah. And then she's like, and then you called Slade. That's the worst thing you could have done is call Slade. So then they basically get a different car for Gretchen.
Yeah, they're like, she's not coming in this car. So Jen's like, she needs to tell everybody, I did not do this, which she did do, but they're not going to believe it. So Gretchen comes to get in the car, and Tamara's like, no, no, no. And Emily's like, Gretchen, you need a separate car, honey. And
so now Gretchen finally gets some fire. Now that Gretchen realizes that she's being iced out by the cast, she's not going to be in the Sprinter van. Now suddenly she's able to summon the emotion that she should have had, the outrage that she should have had if she were truly innocent.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, well, that's fine. I understand, but you guys, you know it's not what I believe in, and you're doing this to me. And Heather's like, doing this to you? And she's like, she starts having a fit, a tearless fit, screaming, like, you guys, why are you doing this to me? I don't know where this is coming from. I've never seen it. I mean, this isn't who I am, Heather. Why would I have all these people in my life? And she's like, I don't know. And then they're basically like, leave. And then those tears, there's no tears. She turns
around
whole
and
act.
Dry face.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I think we pretty much see the fakery right there. Oh, loser.
So then Tamara's like,
Do you guys understand why this entire year I've been so fucking annoyed? She's not a good person.
oh yes, this sounds like these homophobic likes have really been weighing heavily on you, Tamara, which is why you didn't mention them at all at any moment. You didn't even allude to things. Tamara didn't even do her classic thing like, I know things, I've seen things, and it's not good. She didn't even do that.
Yeah, and saying like, you see what I've been saying this whole year? This whole year, we've seen you trying to make up with Gretchen and make a truce with Gretchen. And just today in this episode, you made a friendship pact with Gretchen. So stop, please get off the ally hill. You're not like the queen of the allies here, okay? The only reason you give a shit is because you can hurt Gretchen with it. You don't win any awards. You ain't going to be glad.
Speaking so much truth today. Like
these people are such fucking hypocrites. I can't, especially with Tamara. It's like, congratulations. It's like you called the fire department when the house was already burnt down.
Mm-hmm. So now it's the next day, and everyone's in the car going to the airport, and Gina kicks off the scene with a variation on her trademark.
I felt awful about the way that dinner went.
I felt awful. And that's like, I didn't sleep until 3:45. She's like, but I went to the actual. Oh God, this is when I started losing my. I know I've already lost my mind today. I'm trying to stay calm. I know I'm not really staying calm, but I told myself going into this I wouldn't go too crazy today. I'm trying, okay. But watching the show, this is
everything you're saying is so. Everything you're saying is so true, and it's so real. And I think you're doing
well, thanks, but I'm just like, okay, veins don't pop out. But when I'm watching the show, this is what really killed me. When we saw what they were going to do, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, Bravo. So Gina's like, well, I went to the actual pages of the people, and she does follow these accounts. Okay, case closed then. Because honestly, some of these accounts are so fucking disgusting that even that is enough for me to convict. But she's like, but then I went to the post that she supposedly liked, and I can't find one. Really? Maybe it's because this was all in the press recently, and Slade went back and unliked every single post.
Yes.
Duh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're like, what, over a year old? And Gina's like, yeah, but like, I can't find the actual proof.
So what sort of proof did you get when you ran Katie off the show? Just wondering. So Tamara's like,
exactly.
Did she just go and unlike these accounts?
So Emily's like, well, I don't know. That's the question. You can't just sit across from someone and accuse them of doing something without knowing for sure. And then here we are judging her reply, and maybe she was just in shock and didn't know what to do. And basically, like Emily says that Gretchen's response did bother her, but like, we have to decipher what happened in real time without a lot of information. I mean,
really,
this was not like one post that someone it's like an enormous amount of screenshots that are out there.
Also, this argument doesn't work that you're processing this in real time because you've had these posts for 2 to 3 weeks by your own admission. Tamara gave you this information 2 to 3 weeks ago. So if you really wanted to do all this proof and you really wanted to do all this, why weren't you looking this shit up then? Why are you only looking it up now? You're acting like you're acting like you never had time to do this. You've had these posts for over a year.
Mm-hmm. So Emily is like, I'm just gonna go to sleep and wake up the next. You just can't like just wake up smiling, happy about this. So Heather feels, she's like feels bad, like she feels terrible because it's a triggering conversation. And she obviously like saw red when it all happened. And Heather's like, but she's also a friend for a long time. So I don't know. Gretchen's always been really kind to me and my family. I would hate to ever accuse someone of something that's not true.
Yeah.
I have to know what they've talked. I have to know what they talked about in the off season that made Heather follow Gretchen again. And I'm sure it's going to come out in the reunion.
Yeah, who knows? Because I saw a preview for the reunion, and it doesn't look like Gretchen's like, oh, okay, I did say those things, and I'm different. I've learned. It's nothing like that. She's blaming everybody else and saying it's all fake, like somebody hacked her or something. So I don't know what happened either, but it's crazy that happened. So it'll be interesting to see. But Heather's like, I said, I hope this isn't true. And Gretchen said it isn't. So I guess we'll find out. And Gina's like, but guys, okay, it's my finale. I feel really, really, really bad. Okay. And I want to bring something based on information that I thought was true, but now I'm not sure it's true. So I don't know. I'm just not sure. Take a look at the account she still follow and then tell me it's not true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So Gina's like, well, I mean, she's saying she didn't do it, so she seemed like very confused by it.
And it's funny. I wonder if Gretchen thinks that, I wonder if Gretchen feels like she deserves a second chance and for people to understand her. And I wonder if she feels like she's banging her head against the wall because the group has already made a decision about her and now she's been, kicked out. I wonder if she feels those things and then she has any sort of reflection about Katie because of course she doesn't. Of course she doesn't. Not to make it all about Katie, but I love finding a way to prosecute that.
Yeah, it's just so, they're hypocrites. So Emily's like, yeah, she should have said, fuck you for Tamara for bringing this up. You guys brought it up, actually. And Gina's like, this just goes back to the root of the problem. Like you and Gretchen go tit for tat all the time. I'm removing myself. And Tamara's like, oh, so now it's my fault. And they're all like, oh, yeah, Gina
declaring
totally
that she's
got played.
Gina declaring that she's removing herself from the tit for tat between two people is now becoming a tradition on Orange County. Like at the end of every season, I'm gonna remove myself because you're such a fucking idiot. You get played so easily. You were such an obvious chess piece for everyone on this show. And like every time she announces that she's going to no longer be part of the manipulations, she just falls into someone else's trap.
And it's always stupid. Right after she does the thing that she was being tricked into doing. It's like you walked in there with the bomb vest and now you exploded it. And you're like, well, I'm not doing that anymore. It's like, oh, idiot. So Tamara's like, oh, God, fuck you. You're going to make it seem like it's my fault. And Emily's like, no, or just say that you guys keep coming after each other about stuff you see online. And she's like, oh, my God, I don't want to be around her. Like, I don't fight with her. She's a terrible person. And Gina's like, they go on about this. And Tamara's like, how much shit am I supposed to take from this girl? Like all these things she can say about me and I just sit back? No, fuck, checkmate, bitch.
Yeah. So now she's like,
I'm not destroying my fucking life and Gretchen Rossi will never fucking destroy my life because I have a good life and I'm not out here lacking things.
So Gina's like, well, she feels the same. Well, that was a really good speech, Tamara. She feels the same way. And now look at the position she's in.
Well, maybe she did it to herself because maybe Karma's a bitch.
So now.
God. So now we go to 1 week later at Gretcher's house. So Slade's like, how you holding up, honey? And she's like, oh, I'm trying to pretend I'm okay. And she's so depressed because her friends are questioning her. And, she should have thought to say at the time, show me the post, not a screenshot. Like, I wouldn't ever like something like this. You did, Gretchen. You liked hundreds of things like that. And then you went back and deleted all the likes. And she's like, yeah, the only reason I said I don't think so is because I'm seeing what everybody else is seeing. So, I mean, I thought it must be true. Oh, fucking stupid.
So now Tamara is over talking to Eddie.
She's like, my biggest concern right now is their retaliation against me and you. 12 years. 12 years we've had to endure this hardship. I can't. I'm scared. Hold me, Eddie. Hold me. I don't want to go down like this. They're going to attack when the lights go out. Turn on a candle, because otherwise we're dead.
After production wraps, some of the women received DMs from a person with information about the show, which was not yet known to the public. Let's get him on the phone. So Gina's like, oh my God, the account is back and now it has a different name. Yeah, Emily just sent me a screenshot and they said, I know you don't know who I am. I'm just someone who wants to expose the truth. And Tamara's been leaking details about the entire season throughout filming to bloggers and fan pages. Okay, then why didn't we know about this season? No one knew anything about this season before it came out. So where were these leaks?
No, we knew that Katie wasn't filming. I think we knew some of
Not
this stuff
until the season was going.
No, we knew, before the season, we knew that Katie wasn't on the cast trip. We knew that there was a big fight. We knew that there was, that maybe Katie wasn't filming anymore. So we knew certain things for sure.
Oh, I thought stuff like that just came out after. Okay.
Yeah,
then resend
it was out.
So if you want to test my knowledge, feel free. I can prove everything I'm saying. So then we hear the infamous disguised voice on the phone. Like the Jerry Springer
probably
voice.
Matt Janella and like a mustache.
So I think it was, everyone's online. It's like, that's Slade. It's totally Slade.
So yeah, the voice basically is like, I know this, I know that. I think you guys went to Costa Mesa. There is a detail about Costa Mesa. It was like, oh yeah, you filmed at a restaurant in Costa Mesa. They're like,
Costa Mesa, he knows everything now.
But yeah, this person did know specific details about the shooting. And then the producers are like cross-cutting between what this person's saying and actual scenes that happened. It was like the end of The Usual Suspects. It's like, I'm expecting, Tamara to like lose a limp and go walking off into the sunset after this scene. They're all just like shocked. And it's like, oh my God, like Tamara is getting away with leaking info, yet holding Katie accountable for doing the exact same thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is not call Katie and apologize to her.
So one thing I want to point out that we didn't mention is in Slade and Gretchen's thing, one of the last things he said in that scene is, I'm going to get to the bottom of where they came from and I'm going to find out who's the owner of this frickin' page. So I think Slade has a lot to do with this, what's going on here at the end, because this totally seems like revenge, because Slade could have called whoever this person is and told them all of those details too. But that said, I 100% believe that Tamara was doing this. So I believe that Tamara does it. I think a lot of them do it. I think Tamara's been guilty of this for years and everybody knows it. She got caught in one of these things with that blonde hair, black heart Twitter guy who, she was fighting with him over stuff that she had told him and then he turned against her. I mean, she's been having this problem with bloggers and stuff for years. So I 100% believe this about Tamara. However, none of this matters. It's not what we're talking about. The point is Gretchen. The point is Gretchen's posts. And now they're all making it that Tamara has been Who cares? We know that Tamara talks to bloggers. We've known it for years. It's a well-known out of the closet. It's not a secret. Gretchen still liked those posts. So now what are you guys saying? Are you saying that Gretchen faked all of this? I want to hear you say it.
No, I don't. To me, I didn't see this as like anything that like negates what Gretchen did. I think it's just showing that like it's saying, Tamara is fucking messy also. And that I feel like it's a weird resolution for Katie. Honestly, I think it was their way of saying like, look at what Tamara does too. Now tune in next week for the reunion. I think that's kind of what it was. It was like a little something to cue up the reunion, being like, let's get it to her, girls.
Okay,
but
so
I actually really liked
to do with getting Gretchen and Slade off the hook.
No,
not off. Although it did probably get them off. Watching Tamara finally get hers at the end.
I really liked your theory that you said earlier, because of course I didn't think of it. It didn't even occur to me. But I liked your conspiracy theory that the producers were angry that Tamara brought this onto the show. So the revenge is that they're going to expose Tamara for leaking to the press. I think that's like a pretty good, conspiracy theory, BTS. But it did not, the scene, regardless of that theory, irregardless, I don't think the scene read to me as like we shouldn't be, let me start over again. The scene did not read to me like it was exonerating Gretchen. It just read to me like you know what? Tamra is acting high and mighty, but she's also down there in the dirt.
Okay. Well, they sure get Tamra at the end of this. Although I will point out, just to be fair, there is no proof except this one person's word. Where's the screenshots? Where's the texts? Where's the DMs? So I don't know. I believe that
Heather
Tamra
gets
did it.
So mad at you. Heather gets so mad at you that you messed up her line.
Well, Heather doesn't even bring them. Heather's the one who made up the whole receipts proof timeline, and she has none of that in Salt Lake City. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that next week.
I think I would like going forward, and I said this at the end of the Salt Lake City recap, I think that Bravo needs to rein in some of this, like who leaked what to the press. I just don't think this is the most compelling content, and I think it's actually a little toxic for these shows. Salt Lake City is fine because Salt Lake City is so funny. They can argue about anything. But I think it gets away from the central premise of what watching a Real Housewives show is about. We want it to be about dynamics amongst the women. And yes, of course, arguing about who leaked what does bring out those dynamics. But I just think it's too much stuff about stuff that happens in between seasons and off camera. And I don't think it's a good move. I think it was bad when it happened on Beverly Hills. I think it's bad when it's happening now. I think it puts Salt Lake City in a risky position. So I think going forward, I would love it if Bravo kind of, when these things happen, Bravo says we're not fighting about that. It's too abstract.
Or have like a zero tolerance, have like a zero tolerance thing where if you're caught doing it, you're fired. Yeah, and that's it. Like do something to put a stop to it instead of leaning into it and making it a plot line on every single show. Because I think you're right. It's like enough.
Yeah, it's too much. Like the best parts of the show is when we see someone say something or do something about their life or whatever, and then people react to it, and it becomes a thing. Like the most compelling seasons are when a friend stops being friends with someone else and starts being friends with someone else, and we weigh in on why did that friendship fall apart, or this person's not treating this person well. But to kind of like every week have to weigh in on who leaked what, did they leak, are we on their side? It's actually a bit tiresome for me. Like it's not a debate that I fundamentally care about. I actually don't care who leaked what, because ultimately I think they all leak. I think they all say things. And I don't I'm sort of sick of having to guess whether or not maybe Katie said it as like she didn't think it was a big deal, or maybe she said it like this and was misheard this. Like how many times I have to talk about a game of telephone? Like I think it's time for Bravo to definitely like tighten up this ship across the board on all their shows.
I agree. Just to play devil's advocate though, the social media has been another character on this show for years. I mean, we even have a character on this show named Social Media because before they could say Twitter and all of that, they would say, we heard this from somewhere or someone. And so we would always say, and now the bitchiest housewife of all time, Social Media, comes to the stage, because it was always a character on the show. Like what you got caught saying about on whatever. They didn't even allow them to say Twitter or whatever forever. And then once they started allowing it, it was kind of cool at first, because it was like, oh, now they're calling, it's like behind the scenes stuff where it's like, okay, now they're calling themselves out about the TV show stuff, which is interesting. I think that brought a really interesting dynamic. But I think it's gotten to the point where it's just like, it's the whole show now. It's every plot on every show is like, who's talking to some fucking loser on Twitter,
Yeah, and like I don't mind if there's drama that
no
comes
offense, people from Twitter, not calling you losers, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but like, if Whitney Rose goes and writes a tweet that's obnoxious, let's say, and then Lisa Barlow sees it and gets annoyed at her, that's fair. Like, because that's, social media. We live in a world with social media. We participate in social media, and that's, but we can see tangibly that Whitney wrote something, Lisa read it, she was upset, and she reacted. And that is a dramatic stake that makes sense to us. But if it's all like, you spoke to someone and then they said this thing about a thing, and I can't believe you said that. It's too in the shadows, and it's also too much about the show itself. And I just don't. It's just not compelling to me anymore. I'm a little over it. That being said, by the way, I love this season. Everyone hates this season. I love this season, even with this dark ass finale. I thought this season was great. I was actually very much into it. I thought it lost steam after Katie left, but I still really enjoyed it. And I'm hopeful that it is our swan song for Emily and or Gina.
I think it's going to have to be a swan song for a lot of these people. I don't see how Gretchen is going to come back from this. I don't see how Tamara is going to come back from this. You know, I don't see them getting rid of Tamara, but I also don't see how they're going to keep her after this.
I think
Emily
Heather
and
maybe
Gina are just done. Heather didn't even bother pretending to live in Orange County, and her end card said she's not even going to try. It's like she ain't moving back to Orange County, so that's 2 hours away. I mean, that's not like some close drive. It's not like just being in a borough, you know, in a suburb. That's another city. It's far away. So I don't know.
I think we start with Emily and Gina, and then we see how the rest of the show fares with them. Those are my notes. I understand that Heather lives in Beverly Hills, but she attended. She showed up. Tamara, I think, is our villain. I think we keep Tamara. We don't get rid of our villains. Otherwise, you wind up with a Heather and Gina situation again. Shannon, I would like to see less wackiness season, but like Shannon, you know, you always keep Shannon. She's always going to have something going on. And I think they bring back Katie. I think they will bring it back. Katie is such a fan favorite that they bring back Katie. Gretchen not coming back for sure. I don't think they can bring back Gretchen. And I don't know. Maybe they'll give Lydia another shot.
Lydia, oh God, that's all we fucking
maybe
need.
Peggy Tanis.
Oh God, that's all we need is more of that. But yeah, okay, well, I mean, I guess look, I just have to finish this season by just giving a nice solid fuck you to Gretchen. Fuck off, Gretchen. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being with us this season of Real Housewives of Orange County. We will, of course, be back for the 3-part reunion extravaganza to see what bullshit they're going to try and make stick to the wall this time. We will talk to you next week, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye.